the first episode.
Alrighty.
Lyson wasn't even on, bro. He's fucking quit.
Wait, he quit?
Yeah, dude. He in another server, he was like, "Why do you support a dead podcast to like frog or something?" And he left.
He's been talking lots of shit.
There we go. I think
Yeah,
we're
he's
good.
a shit talker, bro. He's been like talking shit to Revoke and everything.
He's in classic 16-year-old behavior. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, because it was like he was like at Frog, which is yeah, Froggy for like why you support that podcast, and Froggy was like because you're on. He's like, and he immediately goes, "Can I leave? I don't want to do this anymore."
Why is it
I mean, he was barely on
not
any episodes, right? He was on,
starting?
like,
He was on like 2, I think, 2 or 3.
also, like, it's not like he was being forced to be there.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, I
no,
have
we're
no
good.
clue. Yeah.
They're the
There
one
we
that
go. We're
requested
live.
He's all full of them. Oh,
We're live. Oh.
Okay, we're live.
Keep talk shit.
Oh, yeah.
Keep
Yes, we're live.
shit talking Elysium. Keep going, guys.
Keep going.
All right, hold up.
Oh, I stopped because I wanted to save our PR, but if we keep going,
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
what can we say?
Listen, technically, he's free reign because he's banned on VLR anyway, so he's at least a 1-star and no into flag. So.
No, he's 0-star, 30-minute cooldown.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
He got banned. Like, oh no, wait, he's just 0 stars, right?
I think he's a 0-star.
Yeah, no, he's the 30-minute guy. That's what he's known.
He's the
No,
30-minute
no,
guy.
I thought he's like got like actually banned for once.
Nah. I wish. Okay. So, welcome to the VLR You Listening podcast. Today, we're going to be going over China and EMEA. First thing we're going to cover really quickly is JGG roster moves, which is adding referee and removing someone. Does anyone have any theories who they're removing?
He's JDG, right? Well, I think they're probably gonna remove Mr. Canny, whatever his name is.
Can
So
I?
Mr. Kenai is their IGL, so from what I know, Reverie
Well,
isn't
they really
an
need an
IGL.
IGL when their best player Stu doesn't even listen to the team.
True.
That is true.
Personally, I think it is just going to be Baby Blue. Like, I don't think Baby Blue's that bad, but at the same time, if you look at the agents that Referee's played, it's almost the exact same.
I mean, from what I can tell, Baby Blue is like that. It is their second worst play besides Mr. Kent, and Mr. Cons is like just throwing like really badly. So I mean, maybe Blue's still a decent player, but if you are looking to replace someone and it's not Mr. Count's eye, then it would have to be Baby Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, Jakiro has been playing. No, Jakiro has been fine. He's
Good enough.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
My
good enough
question is,
relatively.
Does this bring JDG up from 11th place in China?
So
10th. That's my prediction.
And you think
10th?
he'll be better than Tyloo now?
I think
Yeah.
Ty Liu have been looking pretty good. Listen.
Well, okay, we're gonna get into this, but everything I thought from Group Alpha has just been like, I don't know if it's just been proven incorrect. I've just been lied to my entire life, or they've just completely underperformed in the playoffs.
No, I'm still coping, bro. But I think Ty Lu, if referee turns out to be insane, then I think they will be better than Ty Lu. But I think Ty Lu, as long as they, I mean, either they make a roster move for stage 2, or if they play, or if referee is just like an ordinary like mid-table player, then I would say that Ty Lu would still be better. Because I don't really fuck with JDG's like strat book at all, and their player quality, although good, is also ruined by the fact that their team play is awful, and Stu is also known for like being pretty like a bad teammate. So yeah, I don't think JDG can improve until either Stu decides to be a nice guy and like show up to scrims, you know, play with the team, agree with his IGL, or Reverie just turns out to be the next ass pass, you know?
That's
I do have to ask though, do we know how the next groups are being made? 'Cause it's not like last year where like they're gonna play the other group.
From my knowledge,
Some teams,
from my knowledge, from my knowledge, they will look at the overall placing of every team, right? Because they'll be like first 11th, and just like in kickoff, they will just randomly shuffle it so that it's like first. It'll be like first, third, and then like the bottom teams are
Like first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Alright, Megan, you got any opinions on anything?
I just think we need to we just need off season to talk about this kind of subject because lot of cover today and facts. Yeah, many things can change. Maybe the full roster will change. Maybe if you change only one people, maybe in 2 weeks you say, "Oh, I will just pick someone else," and we don't know. So I just don't know. We don't even know the name of the guy that will be gone.
That's fair.
Yeah. So yeah,
So let's
just
get into
go next.
what happens.
What?
So playoffs, huh?
Playoffs.
Yeah.
The playoffs.
We're going through top down for each. So first match we're gonna talk about is Tech versus Wolves. This is a divisive topic with Hades doing a little bit of crashing out. So I'll let him start.
Well, let's just say I don't know how this match went through. I don't know what the fuck the refs are doing. Juicy was clearly hacking. Like, if you look at Icebox, and just look at his defense stats, that man is 21-6 and 7-0 in first kill and first death. Like they could not touch him. I mean, like almost the entire series. It was insane. So yeah, no, they needed to check his PC. I don't know what the refs were doing. They were turning a blind eye. They were being paid off. On a serious note, though, this was pretty much a huge underperformance from Tech. They just came in like on a high horse for being like pretty much dominating Nova. They came in and they for some reason decided to try out new comps. So the Haven, which they picked Haven by the way, and before this, I think they've only played Haven once stage.
No,
and
wait.
I can check a look.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Tech. It was a
Mm.
wrong thing on VLR. No, at least on the stream it said Tech picked Icebox.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I'm not. This is I'm already out of it, man. The sleep deprivation is getting to me. Yeah, no, it says on VLR that Tech picked Haven, but it's actually Wolves. But yeah, this is like one of the I think like the second or third time Tech had played Haven, and it was a close map, but it was definitely underperformance from the Tech. T-Virus Luke, who was like the hero of Tech in stage one, like literally the player of the week the week before had like the big banner above his head that said player of the week, and he just has one of his worst performances on Tech ever. And like they switch RB to Breach. I'll be talking about RB's role in the team more later. But for now, all you know is they switched him to Breach for some reason and Coco to Tejo, just switching him around for no reason. And then on Icebox, they go away from the comp that's been working for them a ton, which was the T-Virus took on Jet. They put him on Reyna. This man does not know how to play Reyna. And they get completely wiped. Yeah.
Wait, is it possible to not know how to play Reyna?
Yes, look at Meteor.
Ooh.
If you need the prime example of someone that does not know how to play Reyna, look at Meteor.
Okay.
Okay.
To me, this was a really too close game. It's 13-10 and 30-11, and in my remembering, I
Yeah.
think Boost team could have won this BO. Even if it's a 2-0, it seems harsh. Yeah, World Destroyer Tech. It's not that easy. It's two games that, yeah, we have a fake remontada for Wolf against, for Tech against Wolf on Haven. And they still managed to lose it. You know, the classical, it's 12-8, we just need one round. It's 12-6, we just need one round to finish, and you end the game, it's 13-11. It could, it could have gone really wrong. But on Icebox, I'm really glad, and it's champagne that a Deadlock and Arena just lose this game. I'm so happy about that. Thanks Tech for destroying the non-mirror win rate of Reina because she needed it really much.
Nats, you got
Right.
anything?
So I have quite a bit on this series, okay?
Oh,
Because
yes,
I have
yes.
quite a I have a full list of things to talk about. First, I want to pull up the first link for Dark Kid because
Yeah.
Wolves made a pretty good run throughout this playoff, and
Alright.
it's just a little glaze for Lysol over here. Just a quick playthrough. Audio is important.
Alright. Hold up.
Arcade and this whole B setup. Uh-oh.
Nice.
Oh,
Good
don't
trade.
get greedy. Oh!
Trade every way.
Oh, Lysol.
Wait, how? I said good trade preemptively because it was impossible for you to miss.
Oh, it's so easy. Lysaurus magic. He wears a magic hat. He could have stayed with FPX, but he said no, fuck that. He shoots them with his Vandal. He never loses fights. And when we win in Paris, we'll sing this song all night.
Yeah, so that's the whole clip.
I have a gripe to pick with that. You said Lysor went insane on FPX. Can we pull up the FPX text?
Lysor FPX?
Yeah,
Hold up.
can we pull up that's on FPX international specifically?
At internationals?
International.
Yeah, hold up.
Doing him dirty, bro. Doing him dirty.
Yeah, we'll pull up these
Inter-
three.
I'd just like to. I know I'm not supposed to be on, but I'd just like to correct. He said he could have stayed on FPX, but said fuck that. That was the lyric. Anyway, I approve this message.
cut?
Thank you for playing that
Didn't he
on
get cut?
broadcast.
What do you mean he could have stayed? Didn't he get cut?
Yeah, so Lysol internationally
Oof!
not so good, but we know he's a
Yeah.
domestic
We farmed
merchant.
domestically, yeah.
But I mean,
And look at him now. He's
Same-
back to the international.
insane
I
props
gotta give him
to
the props.
insane. I mean, Lysol made international. FPX didn't. So
Yeah, he might
But-
play shit at the international, so at least he makes it big.
but props to Wolves over there, you know. But can we go back to the links, okay? Because I want to say this is generational throwing from Luke. Click on the first link on the stats, right? This is group stats. Look where Luke is. Wins player of the week last time, and he gets a 1.05 KD. I mean rating with a 1.10 KD and a 237 ACS. Now go to his playoff stats. You can just do that as well. Playoff stats, and look where he is. Look where is he? An 0.84, 199 ACS, and a 0.86 KD. I mean, this guy was just he was not having a good time, and it's fulfilling this like trend of T-Virus Luke being a choker. I mean, he's historically done very well in certain games, and then in other rounds he's just done. But like when it comes to big moments, when it really matters, he just chokes and loses. Look at his first death per round. It's 0.25. A fourth of the round, he is dying every single time. And we can show you why if you go back to the links I've said.
Alright. Let's see. Is it the third one?
Go to, it's not that one. It's the T-Virus with that one.
Here we go.
Yes. So T-Virus Luke is. Let me show you these rounds, okay? Because T-Virus Luke was doing things where normally he'd be rewarded for doing these like risky plays.
Those fights.
But
And
then
if you give
in this
that
playoff match,
opportunity over
he was
to
having a
Titan,
rough
of
one.
course they're going to take it. Somebody's going to get aggressive. Somebody's going to push out into your face because they don't want
Right,
to
so
let you take those
what we can
rounds.
see, what we can
So
see
they
here
will
is that
take
T-Virus
full
Luke is gonna
control
push up,
back.
right?
And
Because
that
he's
is
a radar, right? He can
perfectly
he's
what
gonna
we're
get a
seeing.
kill
Look at
and he can
this,
just
T-Virus.
dismiss.
So
No?
up close
So
and
he sees
personal,
the
yet they have no idea.
nades there. He wants to
They're
take a
not
timing,
expecting it.
and he
They
just
don't need to expect
completely
it.
crouches and sprays and whiffs the shot, right? And now this was doing on a consistent level where he keeps peeking them, completely whiffs, and just like immediately makes the round losable for like unwinnable for Tech, right? Because now his team is left with just a Viper on B side, and they have to play for a very rough retake. Now, if you look at the second the second link is with part 2. It will happen again, where he sets up an aggressive play,
to the
right?
wayside.
And then
you know,
remember,
at a point,
when I
it's
say
like,
in groups,
if
he
you're
would
gonna use
also
him
do
as
this,
agent,
but he would
you've
consistently
gotta
get
be
one, right?
using
He
the
would get a
entire
kill,
kit to its
make it an
full
advantage for tech,
value.
and then they would win the round, which is
You're
why
going
I
to
think
see
they
some
picked
sort
this
of a
Reyna,
change-up
because I
now.
really believed in Virus and
Only
T-Virus
one
here,
round away
making a
from
good play,
evening
making
out
a good
that
frag
score
out,
and became
and then getting
so
out.
close to overtime
But
in
we're
the
gonna see
previous
is that
map.
I'm scared.
he's gonna
Sam.
hop
We've
on
seen
this
that before.
this
How
box,
many
right?
times
It's a
the
very
T-Virus have
common
posted up
play.
very aggressive.
And it's just a
They
disaster
lose their
cost.
lives, and
To
the
the
round
fourth,
completely collapsed. It
he's
might be the
completely
case
alone,
again.
not able to get a
Lucky
kill,
enough for T-Virus, they live,
and then
but
just dies.
only for a few-
And this is the thing, he's playing Reyna, but because he's playing this aggressively and not being able to get frags, he just insta-dies for his team and loses. This is why his first kill per death per round is so high. It's because he's making these risky plays without anybody expecting a kill and not getting it. And I think that that this is a huge factor. If T-Virus gets like one of these kills, like it was happening throughout the match, if he gets one of these kills, this could potentially turn the tide on Icebox and make a tech win, right? Because even on Haven as well, because this is a very close series that Wolves could have lost if Tech had really brought it in like a prepared, but it was a bit unlucky, and because of this performance, Tech lost in my opinion, and yeah, it was very disappointing. But on the other hand, I think Wolves did very well, right? I still think, in my opinion, Group Omega is the second group is a weaker group in group stage. Now, when we look at group stage versus their playoff performance, I think Wolves and ZLG, now ZLG a little less, but Wolves improved an incredible amount. I mean, just look at this the Wolves group stage, this link on against BLG. So this is an attacking round where we'll see that Wolves just have no idea what they're doing, no team cohesion, no nothing, right? So this is against BLG, a very skillful team, right? So basically, they don't really peak very high, but we know they're always like pretty much consistently good. So we're gonna see
this game for the next one. For the when we talk
this is we'll see is that BLG they're gonna Wolf Yuko peaks with absolutely no one with no utility and dies, right? And then they're gonna run this 2-1-1 where they have a tail lurk. They're gonna play this aggressively, and then again Juicy peaks with absolutely no one, gets a kill, right? Okay, well he's in the same player. They go for this Euro ult. Okay, and then no one's up here to follow with it. They're gonna go after Teho Lurk. He's gonna call for Teho. They're gonna call for Spike to go A because Teho's lurked up. And then in that time, Spring again peaks with absolutely no one with no utility and insta dies. And then we're gonna see that this retake, where they, I believe, they take the side, they get Rushia, they get the Cypher ult, and it's all looking good, right? And then they fall off. And then Juicy is taking another random duel, okay? It's an off angle, it's maybe expected, but that's 3 duels they've taken with no utility and just random peaks. C5PP goes for another one. He goes for another random peak, they hold him. Now, they rotate off the side. It is a 2v1 for Lysol, okay? And then BLG go for this top second, they go for this nice tech hold and insta die. So in that round, they have used it. They have a lot of flashes, a lot of stuns, a lot of everything. They used none of it of any of the frags they got. Now I want to move on to the next link, right? Because I was in the group stage. Now against playoffs in this another attacking round, they've changed the comp around a little bit. But I want to show that this is an excellent round by
keep track of in all of that.
So what they do is they double stun long because they know that Tech has been offing. They also do this little pitch onto Coco in this 2v1, right? And Coco actually does really well. He gets 2 there, which in this position, which normally shouldn't happen. But you see how the Wolves have already taken the side, and they've gotten these very 2 kills off a lot of utility and a lot of numbers. Right? So they go into this close one, right? And then look how dedicated they are. They clear out this flank, and then they're all playing off each other. They have Juicy playing off this drone, and Sufa BB then gonna peek off there. What they're gonna now Tech are gonna do is they're gonna smoke off Juicy and isolate so Sufa BB are isolated, and then they double peek out, and then they get traded, and then Sufa BB punches it out for Wolves. And I just want to show the difference between this and the previous round. The amount of utility and double swinging and cohesion they have with the team is completely different, which is why I think Wolves was able to win so much and be so good right now. It's because that in this playoffs they have, I don't know what they did, but their coaches were excellent. and they fixed up the team a lot. I used to be able to call this team as just a mechanics team, right? You know, you have Spring pop off, you have Juicy pop off, but now I feel like this team at least has a lot of ideas that they have that are really good, and a lot of they're playing off each other a lot more compared to before. Whereas before it was just like I peak, I get 3, or I already lose the round. But yeah, that's my thought on Wolves.
All right. Anyone else? Anything to add? Hades, do you want to add a bit more to tech, or do you want to wait until they lose to DRG?
Just for this game specifically, I mean that's pretty much summed it all up. But yeah, it was just a big underperformance by them. What we expected, and a bit of an overperformance from the Wolves as well. Like I feel like something that you should take away from this game is that if you were a Wolves fan before this, or if you just thought that Wolves were always as good, this is not the case. You got to give them credit for improving because they definitely did improve a lot from their group stage, which is why, like I myself, like one of the reasons, because obviously I played tech because I love tech. Also, I was a Wolves stater going in because the group stage was not really as good as anything that they showed here in this playoffs. And now they're going to Toronto, so props to them.
All right, Megan, you got anything to add?
Yeah, just one thing. I think Coco did really great on this game, and I think the defeat of Tech shouldn't erase this one, and we should at least mention it.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
And the coin was right.
The coin was right. Yeah, we'll see how right the coin is. I'm gonna pull that up later. But for now, we're moving on to DRG versus oh, wrong game actually. We're gonna go to XLG Nova.
Yeah.
All right. So XLG won 2-0, 13-6, 13-2.
Destruction.
As I said, Nova's the worst team in playoffs. I think they really squeaked through in an easier group, and I don't think they deserve to be there, and I think they proved it. So I think our pick'ems were right.
Disagree with that. I heavily disagree with that.
I completely
No.
disagree as well.
Nova
Yeah.
in group, they beat EDG, right? And like so first they lose to DRG, and that's like the first week, so you can't take that much right. But then the second week they beat EDG and they 2-0 them, and you're watching this team, and you're like, okay, this team might be good now. And then they 2-0 FPX as well, and FPX at that time they were like one of the, like, obviously they didn't make playoffs, but at that time they were the top seed in the group. And they beat FPX, and then they beat Tyloo again. Which, like Tyloo, you can't expect much. And then in their last game, they lose to Tech. Like that's the game where, to me, it was Nova underperformed a bit, but it was Tech overperformed as well. And to me, going into this, I thought, like, yes, Nova isn't going to be as good as how they were like at their peak in the group, but they still beat EDG. They still placed. They still went 3-2. And I thought, like, even if, like, I thought this was going to be a close game, but I thought that at least Nova was going to put up a fight. Like, I thought this was going to be a 2-1. And they just got completely dominant. Like, even if I thought they would have lost, I did not think they were going to lose by this much, And I feel like I'm kind of confused, how you could say, like, the one thing that I can point to is, why the hell is CB off the list? Why are we not putting CB back on the list?
There an explanation why Nova lose this much, because so Lotus, they lose Lotus with a good margin, and it was not their map, so it's okay. But they pick Ascent, and you know what it's happened when you pick Ascent. You are gonna start in attack, you are gonna play against a double sentinel, and you're gonna take 2 rounds having your mental getting totally destroyed, and you're gonna lose the BO, and that's why it's always tricky to pick Ascent. There are some teams that can do it because they are far better than the other team, like J2 for example, that I think is tricking the statistic of Ascent all alone. And if you are not far better than your opponent, you're gonna get destroyed. If you're far better, it's good. You will win anyway, so it's not gonna be a problem. But if it's a really close game and you play against a team that have ruled your level, I think XLG is a little bit better than Nova, but maybe not that much. at least at the end of group, my opinions on it change a little after this playoff phase.
I also want to
But
bring up. Sorry, just real quick. This is the second time that Nova has played Ascent all year. By the way, the first time they did win, but it was 13-11 with 3 teams. Continue.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, unless you want to keep going, Megan.
Go.
I was just gonna say, I feel like Nova like eked out a win over Tyloo. Like they barely won the first map and then got stomped the second. This could have easily been a 2-0. Obviously, they were dominant on the third. And then versus FPX, yet again, they barely eke out and win. And then they beat EDG, sure, in a decently close series, and then got absolutely shit stomped the other two matches they played. So if you look at it overall, like there was a very high likelihood they go 2-3 in the group, and they don't even make playoffs, and all their games were close. And then the games that weren't close, they just got absolutely destroyed. Like they had 0 convincing wins. So to me, going into playoffs, especially with their stats, which I'll pull up really quick, they were literally 10th in the entirety of China for combined attack win rate and defense win rate. They did not play well, like generally, compared to other teams. And so for me, looking at them actually making playoffs, where the other teams in playoffs, they're all like way higher ranking, it did not instill much confidence into me. And I think that got validated in playoffs for me.
Okay, I just want to bring up some stats. Okay, can you bring up to Nova's win, just overall record, like their matches they play? So just go out throughout the entire year. We start off with kickoff, right? Now, what they'll do is that they will play actually a very good series against AGA and Wolves, right? And then they'll lose two matches. They'll lose against EDG, which at EDG at this time was still pretty good as a team, right? And they actually had pretty good macro, and although it was a loss, it was more of an individual diff, right? You had just Kang Kang just absolutely demolishing them, and you have like Odingo putting up shitters. Then we go to DRG, and this was pretty much of a Nova, felt like a Nova off game. No one was really fragging, and Vukashi was insane, right? Then we go to the next part. Nova, they go out to Evolution. They destroy everybody. Like I mean, these series are not like even close. Besides the first T one, the other 3 not close. We go to the stage 1. They lose against DRG again, but I'm pretty sure Vukashi dropped incredible amounts this game as well. And this is what we'll notice is that Nova they tend to have these off games where they win a lot, and then they'll lose to like incredible individuals. And this is what I mean. Nova, when they face good individuals, they will sometimes just absolutely just get demolished. When you look at this EDG win, what I would point out is that EDG, their members were having like an off series as a whole. Like you look at your big fraggers, Smoggy, Kang Kang, nobody. I mean not nobody, Tichu. These 3 completely offline. You have Simon top fragging for the team. Now that is a little concerning if Simon's top fragging, right? Because he's also not known as a fragger. But this is what you'll see is that if Nova win, it's because it's mainly a macro thing and not their individuals to a point, right? Because is Obi-Wan and Oling-O is what we'll see is that they're not really fraggers, right? You have Guang and CB and Azir for you to frag, because the other 2 are like completely horrible if you pull off their like stats. If you go to like even like the playoff stats just right now, they're like
I'll just go overall.
You can go overall as well, but yeah, just, if you can find it for me. If you go, Oling-O is a 0.73 and Obi-Wan is a 0.88. Very horrible fraggers. Now, Guang, I'm feeling is having a bit of an off stage compared to normal, because he's normally a much better fragger. But that's also because they're flexing him on Duelist, which he's just not good at. And they're going with and Azir has been pretty consistent for them. But I want you to go to their most recent matches for Nova. So we can see that throughout the group stage. So they've played a very good year up to now, right? They've only lost 3 series up till Tyloo, and they've played like I don't know how much that is, but it's quite a bit. So they have a very good win-loss record overall, and it's because it's mainly because of the macro, because individually they are losing out against the more mechanically stronger teams. If we go as soon as they faced Tech, this Tech overperformance, I think, completely boomed Nova, and it really like exposed them as a team. They got completely washed by Tech. If you just click on this match, it was not close at all. You go to like it was a close fracture a little bit. They go split, destroyed. It was Nova's pick, I think. Yeah. And then after the series, I have just not seen Nova been like their individuals. Not a single one of them has been putting up. Even Azir, the most consistent player, has middling stats at best. Yeah, he's a top fragger, but it's not good. And if you go to the playoff like stats,
Mhm.
they are even worse than on average. If you go to the very bottom, or if you go to like you don't even need a like if you go to the very bottom, look at the bottom four, the bottom five. It's all Nova players, and yes, you can chalk this up to like they're obviously getting destroyed, right? But I mean, your IGL, I don't think you should ever be putting up a 0.5, even if you're like on a like even if you're losing out quite badly, right? A 0.5 is a huge close to that. I mean, this guy was just not winning any duels. Even like in the normal in group stage, he was at Oling O was actually on some games he was able to frag out a bit and help out his team. This game he was completely off. He was like this. He was like worse than FNS, right? And that's just not good to
Can we
have.
compare to FNS? Sorry, real quick.
Yeah, I mean, even if you compare it to FNS, but my main point here is what I know I've dragged it on for a bit, but my main point here is that Nova on a mechanics level disappointed on a huge scale because mechanically, at least Azir and Guang were looking pretty good, and in this series, I felt like they at max they would get one, and then it would be impossible for them to get a second. Next, I want to talk about is that their macro. I felt like they sort of lost the plot during the Tech series, and after that, they've lost the plot. A lot of their map picks. I mean, their map picks I think very questionable. I want to say I want to mention that Ascent pick. I have no clue what they were doing, right? But also against if you look at it, I'll save my TE game. But overall, Zilai, a very good team, right? I was actually saying that they might have been better than BLG in groups, but I mean, I don't think this was like another group diff or just saying like ZLG or Nova it was a really good team or really shit team. I just think that Nova on an individual level was not there, and on a macro level, they just lost the idea of what they were trying to. I think just like the map veto was what they completely lost. Because I mean, if your map confidence is so low that Ascent is your next pick, which they've picked 2 times throughout the year, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, but the reason why they pick Ascent is because they beat EDG on this map. So they say, "Oh, we did beat EDG, so we are good on this map. So we need to pick this map." And they pick this map, they get destroyed because it was EDG that picked the map, if I remember correctly. And now it was them that picked the map, but I think EDG didn't went into a full double sentinel, and it makes the game playable, and then
yeah, they picked attack. That's what I was
gonna say. Like bugs again.
Unless it's bugs.
No.
But still, I don't think so because EDG like never picks.
Yeah.
I think you're right. They pick attack. I have a full stat about Ascent because I just wanted to have a further analysis. And Nova versus EDG, pick EDG, pick Nova, and it was attack for EDG. You're right. They select attack if my statistics are not wrong. So yeah, that tricks them brain to make them believe that they are good in Ascent. They pick Ascent and they lose on Ascent.
Yeah, but overall, my main point with Nova is that I think if you look at throughout the year and you look at the group stage performance, I think this is a huge underperformance, and I think that ZLG capitalized on it, and it was a great series from ZLG. I mean, they played excellently, and I think that they are probably the best team in China right now, like as of this moment.
Rarga the goat.
A side note, you're saying LG. I found that funny. You're like pronouncing the first part of the
Oh, it's XLG. Yes. It's because yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think XLG right now they're looking like the best team in China, unless EDG lower group stage. I mean, they didn't look that good versus DRD, and we'll talk about that, but we'll see.
All right.
Let's
Next
move on to the next game,
game
though. XLG
is.
EDP.
Oh yeah, dude, I forget it's in the wrong order. Yes, next game is. No, next game is Tech
Tech.
DRG.
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
Hades,
Oh,
I'll let
oh,
you start.
okay. Man, there's a reason I have this profile right now. This game messed with my emotions so much. Like the first map, Ascent, 13-1. It was DRG's map pick, and we won 13-1, and I was so happy. We are so fucking back. The last game was just because we changed comps. This is the tech I know. RB has 22 assists on KO. He's seen his KO in like 2 years. Everything is going amazing right now. Like, yeah, I was on the high of the world. I'm like, how like DRG, they just got 13-1. There's nowhere they're coming back. And then we load up into Fracture. This is where the tragedy begins.
Yep.
And the first half, DRG, they go up 7-5, and I'm still coping a bit. I'm like, no, it's Fracture, attack, 7-5, it's not bad. Then we switch sides and start losing out. And Nick is going crazy, Spirits is going crazy. Like, it's just, I think this is a trait that you'll see for Fracture and Lotus, is that the rounds that Tech were winning, more often than not, they were in man disadvantages, and they were off of like a hero play, or someone gets 2, someone gets 3 in positions where they shouldn't be getting 2 or 3. And another thing that was getting me after this game is RB. This is going to be a narrative with me. RB top fragging 26, 19, and 3 on the Tejo.
Mm-hmm.
And this match, it goes to overtime, and it's a bit of a comeback for Tech as well, because it's 12-8. They make the comeback out 4 rounds to OT, and then they immediately lose. It's not fun. And then we go into Lotus. This map to me was the absolute worst, because in the first 2 maps, on the first map DRG wasn't really in it, but especially on Fracture, you could see both teams, they had some good strats, they were playing around, and yes, there were some rounds that were a bit like floppy, but this map was just fighting. It was, there were little to no strats for both sides. It was just straight gunfights. Flexen was rage peeking everyone and throwing them. Pierce was going crazy. RB, I think this is like second or third game on Omen ever. Third game on Omen ever. He's going crazy, just 29, 25, and 8. T-Virus Luke completely underperforms. Coco underperforms. Howdong, he has like a decent game by his standards, pretty good. Avo, he has a bit of an overperformance, but it's not enough. It's just straight gunfights the entire way through. We get to OT. And before we get to OT, mind you, we were up 11-9. And at this point, I was thinking, you know what, it's been sloppy a bit, but we got this. And then DRG make the comeback, bring it to 12-11. We bring it back to 12-12. And then it's just OT after OT. And I did not feel comfortable at all in this OT, let me tell you, because every round that Tech would win would be in man disadvantages. I don't know if the stats are here, but yeah, because it's China that hit on the stats. But almost every single round that Tech won in OT, it was rounds where they were in the disadvantage to start. And I just like watching it, I knew that this isn't like recreatable. They managed to recreate it a couple times, but at the end, DRG took it. And I'm gonna be honest, they did deserve to take it there, because they were the better team on this map, despite the score being as close as it was. And I will say, all of this, I was still like, okay, DRG, you know what? Maybe you come back. Like I'm a bit sad about Tech. And then I see if you go into the document, I have linked a tweet from RB, the man himself, the GOAT. If you can pull it up. 1-2 DRG, GG well played. I started IGL in stage 1. So you're telling me that this man is doing he's not only playing on a team where the language they're speaking isn't his first language, and he's speaking it amazingly. He's flexing every agent they need, including Smokes, which he's never played before, and he's doing it while fragging out heavy and getting tons of assists. He's also been IGLing the entire time. What the fuck are the rest of them doing? What are they doing? What is Howdong doing? He was brought into IGL, and now he's having like mid to decent performances while not even IGLing. Right? I was thinking like I heard rumors that maybe Howdong wasn't IGLing, and I couldn't believe them because I'm like, why? Who else would IGL? Albo? Right? His IGLing was shit back in 2024 and 2023, right? And he's not performing well either, right? Like, how much can one man do before it's too much? You know, it's like, I don't know, man. This is what really broke me. It's because how is the IGL going 65, 52, and 33 elimination match? You know, like
You don't
they
find
need to get him some help. Yeah. Well,
you
what's
don't
up? Sorry.
you don't find it a little bit weird, this tweet, because it's not saying, oh, we had to change the EGL and I had to take the EGL. It was, oh, it was a great opportunity to me to go to EGL, and yeah, I don't get it. Was it's framed in a way where it tend to make me think that it was one of his requests and not Aodong saying, oh, I don't want to EGL anymore because I feel shit about it. It was more, oh, it's a great opportunity to IGL, so maybe
Oh no,
it
but
was
that's
his
my
mistake.
thing,
Maybe it
right?
was his demand
I'm
to.
not saying I'm not blaming the team or anything for him IGLing. I'm saying this is great for him, honestly, because he's able to do
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this yelling.
Yeah,
But what I'm
but
saying
my
is,
question,
what the
my
hell
question
are
were,
the rest of them doing if he's doing everything for them? You know?
yeah, I understand. But just my question was, do you think the fact, first, do you think he is the one that requested to go to IGL? And second, do you think the change of IGL might have confused everyone? Because imagine you are a Chinese player, you said to play with your Chinese IGL that explain you good things, and then you change your IGL starting to come maybe in a language that they are not good at.
Yeah.
Come,
RB has been stated to have very good Mandarin. He's like almost fluent, so I'll say that. And also the thing about the stage one thing, right? Is because if it was like 4 playoffs, I'd be like, okay, but he says in stage one. Obviously, we don't know when in stage one, but if we look at their stage one, they destroyed Nova. They played close versus EDG on one map, or like they won one map and then they lost the other two. But you know, EDG, right? Like, they beat
okay.
Tyloo, they beat DRG, and they lost FPX was the first week where they played Wele, and like they performed better to me in playoffs than how they did in like in group stage than how they did in playoffs, right? So like obviously we need to know when he started, right? Like if he was the IGL the entire time, if he started after week one, you know, like that sort of thing. But
Okay. So you don't believe that the fact they changed the IGL might also explain why the other player did play not that good?
I mean, like the only explanation that it would be the case is if he started in playoffs, because before playoffs they were playing very well, right? Like they were getting better and better each week. That was my view on Tech, which they were getting a bit better for DRG, they're getting a bit better for Tyloo, they're getting a bit better than for EDG, and by Nova they were very good. And then they go to playoffs and they shit the bed. By shitting the bed I mean like they underperformed by their standards what they had shown me. But yeah, no, if in the tweet he did mean he starts IGL after stage one, then or like in stage one, like by what I mean by groups. That's what I mean. Then yeah, but the way that it's phrased, I don't think that's the case. I feel like it's phrased in a way that like I'm not explaining. You know what I mean. That it's phrased in the way that he would have been IGLing for a while before this.
Okay, weird. About this BO, I have 3 things to say. First one, it's maybe one of the first occurrences of a series where DRG beat a team that is at the same level than them without Vokashu being the demon, the boogeyman, as they say in the English cast. They know. He's only at +1. The other other player on this team have better ratings, and they still win. So it's kinda a huge win for DRG, because if they start to win without Vokashu solo carried them, then maybe we can have a hope for this team in split 2. The second thing is
was rage peaking everyone. Sorry,
the second thing is you pick a stunt, you lose. It's always the mass. It's always like that, especially in a game that is really close between two teams that is really close. You pick a scent, you get 11-1, and then you lose the map. It's happening again. It's the second time it's happening in this cast, in this stream, and I will count the number of time I will point at this precise point on this. And the third thing was I don't remember, so maybe I will catch it later. So you can go on, guys.
Nats, you have any opinions?
I mean, kind of what I want to follow up with like last time is just like T-Virus. I mean, he was having a rough one. I mean, look at it. He's stats farming on a sense, and then look at these other two maps. Okay, he does okay on Fracture, and then he shits the bet on Lotus, I believe. Yeah.
Double negative.
Listen, yeah, that's one point. I want to say that for this series, it was quite
2 and
messy.
10 and first kill, first death. I'll notice, by the way.
Yeah, 2 and 10. Yeah, that's insane. But it was a very messy series. This one. It was a lot of duels. I don't like from the macro perspective. I don't think either team were too spectacular, which is a little disappointing because I thought Tech had a pretty decent ideas, especially on like Split. But I think, and it's a shame to not see them play it, but like at all this entire playoffs. But it's fine, you know, it's okay. But overall, the RB IGLing thing. I mean, if he's continuing to IGL, it's a great question to bring in. What are the rest of his team doing? Because Hao Dong is a veteran IGL. This guy has been IGLing for EG for a while. He's bring them success. The only time he didn't bring it is when he was flexing all smokes, and that's what most people were talking about when they talked about like Hao Dong being bad. But I mean, if you're having RB IGL, what is Hao Dong doing? He's not a great fragger, right? He's just like middle of the table. But you brought him in. You know, okay. First of all, you know he's great with After, right? The head coach of Tech right now, and you know that they understand that they have an idea. They understand what they want to do. You know that the IGL and the coach, I believe the relationship between each other is very important to bring a successful team. And you just don't have him IGL, and it's just like a very questionable decision. You know, maybe RB started IGLing in the beginning of groups, and that's what, and you know they, in the beginning of groups, and it's brought them a lot of success. Maybe that's true, and you know I wouldn't question your decision, but what I will question is that for this team, for Tech, I think this team they need to bring in a great fragger, right? Because they're not consistent. Coco is not consistent. Abua is actually consistently negative. He's been having a rough one, you know. Especially on Cypher, I see. But you look at RB, you know, he is good, but he's actually your most consistent fragger, but he's sometimes putting up a bad performance as well. You look at T-Virus Luke, as I've talked about multiple times, but great fragger usually, big moments chokes. And you look at Hao Dong, who's putting up a good performance here and there, and then but like it's averaging out to a negative performance. So, I mean, I think the macro for this team is okay. I think this team is fine on a macro perspective overall. If you look at the whole state, right? Again, I was thinking in the DRG specifically. I think this map on the macro level was pretty weak, but overall they looked great, especially on Split. And I think that you need a fragger. I mean, if T-Virus isn't fragging out for you, if Coco isn't fragging out for you, then you're not going to have a great time, especially if you want to go to these internationals. If you want to perform at these internationals, because you're having two guys who consistently perform below a rating of 1, right? You're having two guys who are inconsistently good, and you're having RB, who's also IGLing for you. I mean, it's just bizarre position to be in, because I mean, Tech have gone through quite a bit of roster changes overall, and you're really needing to find this like fifth piece for you, because you can't bring in an import anymore because you have RB, and I don't know who this fifth piece would be for Tech. But if they keep this roster and none of the players perform above their level, right, then no one gets significantly better, then I think that this roster will begin to fail. I think they could possibly cheat for a fourth slot in. I mean, maybe they can cheat a full spot in for champs. But even then, I think internationally they will get absolutely destroyed by these other teams. So I don't really have high hopes for Tech until they bring in at least another guy who's pretty consistently good.
Did someone say FPX Life joins EDG?
Hey, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, he rejoins after
Life.
content, you know.
But Life's been shit though. Like he's been really
Yeah,
shit.
but after can make him good again. Can
Yeah,
make him great again.
reactivation. Bring him back
Wait,
to life.
Can you pull up Life stats right now? I really want to see it because I know it's not good.
Listen, Life's been playing for Australian IGL. Can't even speak Mandarin. He's not like my Go RB who can speak Mandarin while on.
He has a 0.87 rating, an 0.57 rating, and 0.42 rating.
Yeah, let me bring up all of yeah, I mean it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better.
You know, I was trying, I was like, yeah, let me go through the entire league. Let me make sure I'm getting everything.
Yeah,
And I was like, yeah,
go
nah,
all
never
time,
mind.
go all-time stats. Let's do all-time stats.
All-time
yeah.
stats, he's been good. All-time stats, he's been good.
You know who else was good all time?
Steamhead.
Oh, he just catches straight.
Nah, I'm joking, my bad.
Oh, bring up Taco Leah all-time stats right now.
It's not
They need Taco
good.
Leah.
It's not good. It's just Chamber.
Hey, listen, Chamber's back. A 1.23 on Killjoy. Don't disrespect that.
7 maps, dude. Holy fuck. Alright. Let's move on to the next game mostly because we have 4 insane matches to go through and we've been live for 50 minutes already. So let's try to make this one quick if possible.
Listen,
Megan, you got
most
something
of
to
the
bring up?
time was, we'll be
important
going
things
through
because
stuff, don't-
important things because what I will say also stands for the tech versus DRG. Last time I said that I had a third thing to say, and it's exactly that. It's, to me, they are a small, when a team and force and go in this kind of brackets, and they play against a team that just lose, they have an unfair advantage. I think Tracy Sport and DRG have both won their game, not because they are a better team, but because they have 1 week to prepare this precise game, while their opponent have 1 day to prepare this game. And this, in a close BO, in a close series, this does make a lot of change. And I'm pretty convinced that DRG wouldn't have beat Tech if that would happen. And I'm not really sure for Trace versus Nova because the gap were a little bit big. But I still think Nova may be a better team than Tracy Sport.
Yeah, I mean, I want to fill in with that as well. I think that is absolutely true. Nova is, I mean, especially when your team is basically, and like I said before, mechanically, right as of right now, really weak, and you're mainly relying on your pro. I mean, you've not completely not prepared for this match. It's very easy to tell that macro was lost. I mean, this was one of the first few games against ZLG. I thought Nova's macro, it's bad, but you know, it's because you picked a Ascent, and that's okay. You know, against Lotus, it was a bit of a throw, but it's whatever. Not your map pick. Ascent, you're bad. It's okay. This game, I can't even bail Nova out. I think they did not have a solid idea. Their macro is terrible. They didn't have any counters to what this Euro comps that TE are running, and I thought Kai was really good. So yeah, I mean, I think the 1 week prep really helped out Tracia, but I also think that Midai, that guy you bring in for Phone Phone, is also shit.
Bring back
I don't know,
Phone, please, dude. I love that guy.
I mean,
Unjustified.
I know he's been underperforming, but he was so good, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, but can I just bring up real quick?
Yeah.
If we can look at the roles on Nova's side, this was something that happened in the last match as well. First map, CV's playing Raze. Second map, you know, we see Guangji is playing Raze. First map, Oboen is playing Deadlock. Second map, CB is playing Deadlock. First map, Guangji is playing Vice. Second map, Oboen is playing Vice. Like,
I think you're
why
wrong.
are we switching around? You know?
I think I will send an image, and this image is each column is one player, and we can see map per map what are they playing. If you can show it, Revoke, I will post it in general, and you just have to click on it. So you can talk on the precise problem of the rule issues. But I think it has been a little bit better, to be fair, because at the start it was pretty horrible, but now they have some improvement. If you can show it, like this. So each column is one player. So as you can see, they have their dedicated initiator. They start to have maybe their dedicated duelist, even if there are some map like Ascent and Icebox where you're gonna play Stecho. And you've got your two sentinels that plays a lot Deadlock Vise, and I think in this precise BO, Deadlock and Vise has been really show as being a bad pick, especially on Lotus, where every time Deadlock put a wall and say, "Oh, we are safe. I've put a wall behind us." Every time there are someone that managed to find a gap in the wall, managed to pass on this wall, and almost won the round all alone because nobody was checking in because it was a false sense of securities. And Deadlock is. I hate this agent. I love this agent, but I think this agent is weak as fuck, and you really shouldn't pick her. Continue on the role issues. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. I was just gonna say, like, why? You know, like, why do we keep moving around the rules? You know, like, why? Like CB, he's a great raise. So why are we putting Guan G on raise the next map when you could just play Vice? You know, and why are we putting CB on Dead?
The one thing is, it's not like Obi-Wan doesn't play Deadlock. He plays Deadlock a lot.
No, he played it on the other map. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're playing musical chairs with the 3 agents. You're like switching them around, you know? Because if you just look at those 3 players, on that next map, the 3 players are playing each other's roles.
Yeah, I mean, Guang is an amazing player. Just put him on Sentinel. Just keep him there. Lock him there, bro. His duelist overall is not good.
Do we have anything else to say about this game?
I wanted to quickly say, in the first match, this goes back to counter shredding of XLG versus Nova. They played Lotus, and Nova got destroyed. And then Trace picks into Lotus with a data prep, looking at the XLG Nova game, and then shits on them even harder. So it's awkward. I also think, let me check. Yeah, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Then they picked the exact same comp too, so it looks like they didn't even change anything. So most likely, besides the Omen to Astra, which is really weird, but in general, it's almost the exact same comp. Trace gets a day to prep, and they pick the map that they just got shit on by XLG, and then they destroy them even harder. So it's just. I agree. The format kind of sucks for that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on then.
All right. Next map, or next match is Billy versus the Wolves.
Okay. I just want to quick fire for my little take here. Is that this is my main point, that I think that the teams like ZLG and Wolves, who I predicted to be a little worse than where they are right now. The reason why they're so good is that I think they just improved quite, like, from a group stage to the playoffs is an insane amount. Like I said, BLG, they have a great skill floor. Their skill floor is probably the best in maybe around EDG. BLG have probably the best skill floor. And they're deadly consistent. But then you have Wolves here, who I feel like played a much better series, especially with Spring underperforming. Spring is a great fragger for this team. They play amazingly. Their macro is much better. Their individuals are shooting really well, which is why I think Wolves are doing so well. Is because their macro is finally good. They're finally peeking off each other, and their individuals have always been good. These have always been 5 players that can frag out for you, but they've just not played together, not played as well. So I think great props to Wolves, and that's all I want to say.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Not a lot of say on this game. Wolf kinda surprised everyone on this. I don't know if you play this game, let's say, 100 times, if they will win in 40% of times. I don't know. maybe it's the Wolf final form and they will continue to improve, or maybe it's just not a fluke, but a good day for Wolf. Anyway, Wolf is a team that I like because a strong history. They kinda started in a little bit, maybe it's false, but I consider Wolves as being the the core of the Taiwanese team Griffins when they were still playing in Taiwan, and this team has become after GGG, and then after they become NIP, and after they become Wolf. It's not exactly the same, but it's the core has a little bit move, and at every iteration they lose one player, they win another player, and so I think it's really good to see Wolf qualified in an international event. I hope they will do good things, but I'm really not sure about this team being that good, and I'm not. I don't think it's. I don't think Wolf is top 3 in China. To be fair.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think-
I completely
I think-
agree.
I think if you look at their average apps, I don't think Wolves are top 3 in China. But if you look at just their playoff performance, I mean, they've been looking really convincing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. But yeah.
So
Too
yeah,
early.
I mean, if they consistently play at this level where their macro idea is good and their individuals are good, I believe that Wolves can definitely be top 3 in China. I think if their macro maybe can't catch up, or if individually they slip up a bit, then I think they will revert back to that around 6th place performance that it's telling right here.
You can
yeah.
name some macros idea you noticed and you can name.
Well, that's what I want to talk about was the BL against the tech on the attack, where they're just like compared to before, they were just using a lot of just no utility and dry swing stuff and hoping for a kill. But then now they're using after every peak you'll see a bit of utility. You'll see a stun, you'll see a flash, and then you see a double swing here. You'll see you would say you send 3 people here instead of just having one guy individually swing. You'll have a drone out, and then we'll send our duelist in with a stun, and then they've also like counter-stratted like Tech's opping. You know they like to set up an op here, so that's double stun here, so be sure that he can absolutely do 0 things. And that's my main point, is that Wolves.
I think it's I think what you define, it's maybe a little bit more fundamental that really macro, even if the last part was maybe a little bit macro-esque, let's say. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably more fundamentals, but yeah.
All right. Next game we have is EDG XLG. This is a spicy match. Anyone have anything to start us off?
Red games.
No,
And,
king, no win.
Yeah, but also Rarga just carried this one. Plus 25.
We love
It was
Rarga.
amazing. Yeah, the last round on Haven was. I really thought EDG would have won Haven. And on last round, Raga just saved the day. EDG was among to coming back, and yeah, great props to him. And you know what? I'm really side Raga in XLG because I really want saw some Russian power team, because they are nerfed by their language. Maybe they are also a little bit nerfed by their teammate, but yeah, it's a
There's
little
just
bit.
too many good Russians, man. Like I was going through them. There's so many. It's what you got Rarga, you got Bukashu, specifically we got Jemkin, we got
Lost 9 right now.
Yeah, we got Bukashu, Rarga, something.
we got Shrex, we got Shao, we got Sugetsu,
Jemkin, yeah.
we got Chronicle. Who else we got?
Chronicles.
State also in tier 1 right now.
Who else?
State is
Demon 1, kind of.
Loud.
That's good.
Chronicle.
Yeah, no, like we got so many, bro. Like it's unfair. They're just farming Cloud. Yeah, they're just farming these regions, man. Like they need their own regions. They stop farming ours, you know.
Yeah, I really want to see a Russian team as its full potential with no language issues and just think on their game, not thinking on the language, and just frag, and but
Yeah, imagine,
I really
yeah,
hope this
Durka
this
is
fucking
good
war
now.
ends soon.
Imagine Durka calming in his.
I want to bring up the thing though is that ZLG are probably the only team where you won't be nerfed by language, even if bringing imports, because they are a fully English team. They're the only team in China that only comes in English.
No, I didn't
SLG?
even know that.
Yeah, XLG
Yeah,
are the only team in
had
China that
Crystal
only comes in
IPL,
English.
right?
But
Yes.
Rargar is not
Crystal
English.
Pokemon.
It's still Russian.
Yeah. But even I mean,
Speak English.
even if he speaks, yeah, he does speak English quite well.
Yeah, sure, but
him and
it's
him and
always
Crystal.
It's his
better
second
to
language.
speak
That's
in
what
your
we're
mode.
saying. We're saying Russian, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's good,
I
his
get what
English
you mean.
is not the same.
Read,
Yeah.
bro. Let him suka bliet. Like, let it happen. Just let it come out.
Yeah, but my opinions on this game is I thought that EDG, I mean, underperformed a little, especially Kang Kang. Normally your top fragger at the very bottom. Horrible stats, right? I mean, got completely diffed by Roger. Roger was insane. Great individual around by him. I thought EDG's Haven actually looked better than ZLG, but Roger just made the difference and won a ton of clutches, ton of multi kills.
Yeah.
Lotus, on the other hand, I think that was more decided to ZLG. I know that Roger and you went pretty well, but I thought that this was mainly actually Chifu, just saving EDG's ass a lot. I thought that Lotus should have been like a much bigger landslide of like 13-4 if Chichu just wasn't this good.
Yeah,
Are
Kong
you
Kong
showing
being
the,
last in.
VLR? Sorry. Are you showing the VLR on the YouTube?
Yeah.
I got a message in chat.
I saw.
We're back. Okay, just making sure. Trying to be a good.
Yeah, you good.
Making go.
It's really rare to see Kong Kong being last in kill difference.
Yeah, I think Hong Kong, like, I mean, you showed it today, but he's such a big win factor.
Yeah. Next game? Or you want to speak a little bit more about this one?
Nah, I think all the points have been talked about.
All right. Next match is EDG Dragon Rangers. Actually, wait. No, technically the next game is Billy Trace.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go down.
Guys getting exposed on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what happens when you don't have a fucking week of prep. And again, BLZ, they're not a bad team. They have a good skill floor. Trace, I mean, they were looking lost. Mid-eye again, I don't think is a great player. Even his utility is questionable. I think Kai is a great player, and he's being limited by the rest of his team.
Help, actually get him help. Like, he has been performing, like, he's been the most consistent one, which is crazy to say, because I think in 2024, if you look at it, he was not the most consistent one.
Yes, in 2024, it was Feng was the most consistent, and Kai was the least consistent.
Yeah, no, it's just, can we get Feng back? Like, I know he's not been performing well, but like, come on, man. I miss him, you know. And like, he can't be worse than this. I mean, maybe he can, but you know, maybe we might be going into a new meta soon. For stage 2. Echo might be finally nerfed. We might be seeing more rays.
Cross our fingers.
The thing is, I think you can run this double duelist with Feng, right?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could run Kai, Perma Yoru, and then like Feng Rays or Iso.
Yeah.
By the way,
they could do it.
Billy Revenge, the last time they won versus Trace was in October 2023. And then they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row to Trace. And then they finally won again.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Good on them.
Good on them. Alright, we're
Also,
going
YZ,
in.
I want to say, YZ is insane, okay? People keep telling me that
World
YZ is a
class.
wash duelist. This guy, people keep telling me he's a wash duelist. He's not. People keep comparing him to Kang Kang. Kang Kang just won a tournament, guys. Like, you can't be calling YZ wash because Kang Kang won a tournament. This guy is incredible. I mean, Billy Gaming this guy, he's your most consistent fragger, and I think this is the only reason why Bilibili do not have a just a great skill for is because your fundamentals are really good, but also because this guy can consistently get you 1-2 every single round. I mean, it's insane the amount of how underrated he goes.
And he disbanded NRG, so he's pretty much the GOAT if you really think about it.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes.
He ruined FNS's confidence forever. Hasn't been the same
Yeah,
since.
honestly.
Oh, dude, Knight 2, bro. Knight going, FNS, are you okay? I mean, last time FNS was winning, so.
Alright. Moving
And
on to the
Chase
final
didn't
one.
even have 30 rounds on the full BO. They only got 12. So yeah, quite funny.
Alright. Final game. EDG,
Yay.
DRG.
Yeah, this was a disappointing match. As a DRG, or I wouldn't say I'm a DRG fan, but I was cheering for DRG. I wanted the underdog to win. And if you just click on the first map, it was just pure. I wouldn't say pure destruction, but it was EDG were frying them. It looked like they were back. King's destroying. He's dropped 29 kills. Like
I
Gianni.
think
Oh yeah, go.
I think the scoreline is a little worse. I mean, a little better than it looks because I think EDG
Yeah, it
swept
it was not close. And then if you click on the next map, they brought it back here. I was watching it. I think the first half it was what was the first half? It was 6-6, right?
Yep.
And I was watching it and like we still didn't really believe. Then in the second half it kept going back and forth. There's more and more belief that we were going to go to the next map. There's some big hero plays pulled out, but I will have to say there is one reason that EDG lost this map, or two, I should say, but one bigger reason I should say is that, and they're at the bottom of the scoreboard there. Two men, nobody in Gianni 7. I will say, like the stats don't tell the full story. Obviously, his stats don't show that Gianni was stunning himself a lot. He was running it down a lot more. He was running in first, as you can see by the first kill, first death. He was running it down a lot more for King. And this is the one worry I have with EDG, which is if they want to be a title contending team, which they should be based on how they performed at Bangkok, how they performed at champs, is they can't have multiple players being down there at the bottom. You know, like even when EDG was at their worst, like before Simon came in, right? Like they still had nobody going crazy. Like at champs, they had nobody going crazy. They can't going crazy. They had Smiley going crazy. I'm clutching up. Now, like they have two players now who are consistently not performing as well as they should, right? And I mean, I have yet to see the nobody that I know from 2023, 2024, show up. Which is kind of sad because I love that nobody. He was great. As much as I loved him. As much as he is crazy. But I think like the last time we really did see that nobody was it the kickoff finals when this
Yes,
went completely
yes.
nuclear. But yeah, and then if you just click on the ascent, this was the last map. This was another it gave us false hope at the beginning, but it is ascent, so we gotta remember the only side that matters is defense. Did you prove that? Just roll them, you know?
About this Ascent game, I really think if EDG has lost the first pistol, the game would have been over. DRG would have snowballed them. It would have ended. On the first 10 round, if they have lost the pistol, maybe EDG would have 2 rounds maximum. So maybe you are not in the good mental for the 2 last rounds. So maybe you lose them and then you are 10-2 in after the first half, and then you have to win at 10-2, and it's really hard to win at 10-2. They could have won because they have a strong defense, but you need a really great mental to win this kind of games. And yeah, maybe this game was just the pistol game EDG won.
Yeah, what was it? It was a 1v1, right? I remember it was 1v1 and that EDG lost.
Yeah.
So it's down to that 1v1.
Yeah.
And it was actually really lucky because like it was nobody was looking at him, and then nobody suddenly turned around, and that's why they won. But I actually have quite a bit to say on this game. Can we click on Lotus first?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, actually click on all maps. I'm trolling, but first of all, I want to say that Kang again, like I said, against CLG had an off game. You see another series, he just absolutely fried them. Okay, Kang was incredible this series. I mean, he was diffing everybody. He's like +6 in first kills to first deaths. This is a great reason why this guy has been winning for you. And let's go on to the Lotus now. So for my first comment on Lotus, I thought first of all Zukashu was not online, so it was chilling. EDG has far superior on this map. I think the macro was not even close. I think that you had Flexin come in, clutch a few rounds for you, and then they went out gunfights on this last stretch on the other half. But this map realistically should have been like a 13-4.
Yeah.
We go on to Split. This map, I thought EDG actually looked better than DRG. But you just have there's two things I want to talk about why EDG lost this map.
Fukashi.
One, three things. Fukashi, insane player, obviously. Second thing, Nobody and Gianni were absolutely awful. Nobody less so. Gianni, this guy, he kept running into traps and dying. He kept running into mid, insta dying, and he couldn't shoot anybody. He has one good shot in the entire half, I think. And yeah, and another point, and then my third reason is EDG. I think threw like 4 ecos on this map. It was insane. I think overall they had much better ideas, and then and Kankan was also frying out for you, but they lost so many ecos. I mean, this should have been like a 13-9 if EDG just didn't die to sheriffs every second round. And it was just not a fun watch for me because I think that if EDG want to go back, even in their champs run, right? They weren't good at ecos. They're another team like CLG, which have a good idea until you've gone to this eco round. And I mean, especially now where you're not performing nearly as well as before, if you can't win out these eco rounds, I don't expect you to go far in a tournament. The only reason I believe EDG went far in a tournament when they lost eco rounds like Bangkok or champs was because they had all their players frying at a credible level, and their macro was at an incredible level. Right now, their macro is at a mid-table level, and their fragging is like slightly above average, with like 2 guys always being a little inconsistent. But on the third map, Ascent, I want to give Gianni his props because he did MVP. If you can click on the tab.
Yep.
Yeah, Gianni MVP on this map, and it was insane. What does baffle me a bit was that this was the decider where DRG got to pick the side, and then they got into this defending half where they picked double controller. And I'm not a big fan of the double controller. I think double sentinel is super oppressive in this meta.
Yeah.
I mean, you just go Changshu into like
I
Vice
was,
or something.
I was gonna ask Megan because she's been talking about Viper on Ascent, how big of a fan he is. So I wanted to ask her about this map.
Yeah, I think Viper's is also really good in defense. Maybe as good in defense than any Sentinels. And so you can be as much oppressive than any Sentinels. But in a map where it's impossible to attack on Ascent, going double Sentinel is a nightmare to attack. And if you have Viper, you have some weapons to attack because you can infiltrate people more easily behind people. And this can open you some sight. This can give you free kills. This is a little bit hard to do because it's required to have a good macro and to manipulate the attack, the defense in a way you manage to put some people in crucial point. Not really sure DRG is the best team to do that, but yeah, I really don't like the double sentinel composition, except in one situation when you are sure you will never in any situation be the team that start on double on attack, and so you start on defense, you crush them in defense, you crush their mental, and then you will have, because you have managed to crush their mental, you will have the 2 or the 3 round you need to end the game, and this is the only way I like double sentinel composition.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a really bizarre decision by EDG because they picked this double sentinel into an attacking half, and
That's
yeah,
normal.
they left. No, yeah. Wait, what do you mean it's normal? They didn't pick a cent. They did pick a cent. So the DRG got to pick the side.
No. It's normal because wait. You say the EDG pick attack or no? They didn't pick the side. No, I was saying it's normal because team train only one specific composition on every map, and maybe in this meta it's a problem. But they train only one composition is any map, and so if they play double sentinel in Ascent and they can't pick the side, then they have no choice. They will pick this double sentinel composition even if it's suboptimal in this complete situation. I hope in the future we'll see more teams that have 2 composition on our single map and that will switch their composition based on their opponents, and maybe on the map side, maybe not on the map side, but maybe Ascent is only
Talon, right? That works so well for Talon. That's what Talon does.
And for the 4 comps.
Okay, they did it right now on the APAC?
I don't know. You're saying that you want 2 comps for each map. That's what Talon does.
Okay, but so that's smart. Maybe it's. I'm not really sure, but maybe that's the correct solution in this precise meta. Because, yeah, you have some agents that heavily counter other agents. It's a little bit less with the nerf of Tero on Killjoy. I think Killjoy was pretty unplayable 1 month ago, but now Killjoy is really good. We don't see a lot of Killjoy, but I think she now is pretty strong. Now this is fixed. But yeah, you've got Yoru that is a hard counter to Vice. And yeah, maybe that's a thing that teams should look at, and maybe you have more composition that you can use on every map, and so maybe the correct solution to do is, instead of training 1 composition on every specific map, you train 3 composition and you can play it on every map, and then you will switch depending which one is good, which is correct based on the map, which is correct based on the opponent pick, and but we are not ready for that. If it's happened, it's not gonna be this year. It's gonna be next year.
No, but my main point is that I don't think EDG should have picked the cent at all as a decider because they don't get to pick the side. I think that EDG overall. I mean, unless they were super confident in their attacking half, which I don't think they were, considering they were like down 2-7. They should have let the other map, which I forgot. Can you scroll up? What the other map was? I think it was Pearl. Yeah, I mean EDG. They previously beat DRG on Pearl, and they lost to Nova, I believe, for the last time they played Ascent.
Yeah, miss it.
The last time they played Ascent was against Nova, where they lost.
Yeah,
sounds fair.
Yeah,
but I really don't think. I really don't think teams say things like.
Okay, they lost Ascent twice. Exactly. So I don't think that they should have picked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they lucked out on the attack. Honestly, I think DRG. If they don't win the pistol, they lose, and then DRG just win on defense. I mean, even on defense, DRG sneak one round, 2 rounds, and they win. So I think EDG should have gone for a pro here, but whatever.
But I think there are no teams that say, "Oh, we are not gonna pick this map because we are not gonna start in this side." I think pretty much everyone is saying, "Oh, side doesn't matter. We'll do the same round in attack, in defense, whatever." But Valorant is a game where the mental is the most important thing. A player that is in a good mental condition will just be played twice as better than when he's in normal condition, and 4 times better than when he's a weak condition. And that team should consider and thinking that when you are ahead in a game, then you have got a better mental condition and it's easier to win.
Yeah.
I'm happy to move on there.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time to move on to the pick'ems.
Before doing that, can I have a small retrospective on what did happen for the coin and what did happen in the prediction? It's the 6th first game could be considered as an upset. Besides the XLG Nova, every single game is an upset fully sure. And at the moment
Right.
EDG lose their game and go in the loser bracket, everything went back to normals. So yeah,
It
pretty
went
funny.
0-6, by the way. In the first 6 games, I went 0-6 for who I thought would win the matchup.
I also
it
went
was not
0-6.
good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the coin got what? It got Wolves right. It got XLG right. Get XLG beating out
right.
XLG right. Didn't get this right. And then it got DRG beating Tech right. It got Trace beating Nova right. It got Wolves beating Trace right. And then it got it didn't get this right. So it was really close. It was really close. Well, on the other side, I think we kind of
we were.
Yeah, you know how it is.
So
Let's
you
just
know,
talk about this thing.
I forgot that for China, you can't predict with your brain. You got to predict with the.
You gotta do the coin.
yeah, 50-50
just
is more
doesn't work.
accurate than us.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up really quick. But I actually did the coin for my pick'ems. I didn't do it for the rest of the Chinese season, but you can even still see. Here we go. Yeah.
And I have 25% correct right now.
Dude, the coin's owning.
I think I have a single game correct. No,
Wait, let
lied.
me check.
I have 0 games correct.
I have
There's zero?
XLG correct. I have the winner of Trace Sport because I was saying that Trace is worse than Nova and win, and that's exactly what did happen.
Actually.
And
Because
yes,
yeah, I had Tech
So-
winning out. I had Tech winning out on top. I had Nova winning and then EDG winning out fully, and then I had ZLG winning out on the bottom, and none of it happened. So
I dropped my pick'ems in the general if you want to laugh at them real quick. Because these were horrendous pick'ems in hindsight. So I had Tech winning up at the top, and then I had Nova winning out on the bottom. And let me explain myself here. So I thought Nova was going to be better than they were. And for the EDG, I didn't think Nova was going to be better than EDG, but I thought whoever was going to play EDG between XLG and Nova were just going to win. Because EDG weren't going to be locked in, and then they'd lock in at the bottom, which is what happened, to be fair. So I got that right. And then at the bottom, I didn't believe in DRG because DRG looked like shit versus Tyloo. And other
your
than that,
your pick'ems are kind of cooking when if EDG went out.
Dude,
Yeah,
true.
I just got the tech stuff wrong. I believe too much in them. And the bell over.
I think I can't get a single game right unless EDG win grand finals.
Good luck.
now EDG has lost their game. Everything is back to normal. So EDG is gonna win
EDG
the
never
three
lost
last
the
game.
grand final. They've never lost the grand final. So
That is true. EDG have never lost the grand final.
Are you
No.
sure?
Actually, yeah, EDG have never lost a single. Yeah, they have never lost a grand final, and then they've never lost a BO5 until they faced T1.
Yeah.
I was about to chime in with the 2-1.
Okay.
Anyway, pick'ems.
Yeah,
Pick'ems. Really
Top
quick
14. 2 of them are locked. 2 of them are not.
before we do
That's-
pick'ems.
Yep.
I gotta go pee.
Okay.
But
Okay. So you go P camps.
We'll under.
yeah, entertain
Okay,
the
we're
stream.
we'll entertain the stream. Not with bad puns.
Alright, I will be back.
what can
You
we
guys
do?
got this.
Yo, Die Kid, you wanna hop in right now?
I'd just like to say I marked all of you guys with pick'ems.
You did. What are your
Yeah,
pick'ems?
I sent them in. I sent them in chat.
You wanna read them out for us?
Yeah. So I had Wolves beat Tech. I had XLG beating Nova. And in the lower bracket, I had DRG beating Tech and Trace beating Nova. Then I had Wolves beating Billy. Fucking Billy beating Trace in the lower bracket. I got EDG XLG wrong. I picked EDG, but then I picked the loser of that game to beat DRG. So technically, I got that right as well.
You got one wrong then, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, Meg is staring into my soul again.
Yes, man. Let's read a bit of the YouTube chat. We got this guy named RB is the GOAT in here. He's like a very smart, intellectual user. That's
Is
on
that
God.
your alt?
Ass.
Yeah,
Not my
who is
ult, that's
RB?
my main account, bro. I don't have YouTube alts. We can talk about the NRG Love match that's happening today.
Yeah, go on then. Let's talk
Uh,
NRG Lev.
NRG,
I
they
think
less than 10 rounds.
All right.
yeah, I think Lev are gonna smoke. Oh, hello.
Oh,
Uh,
my toes. Bye bye.
uh,
He'll be back. He'll be back. All right. So it is Pick'em's time. Are we gonna?
Thoughts on being asked?
Are we just gonna do
gonna-
the first two matches we know, or are we gonna like simulate the grand final and lower final as well?
We can like simulate.
All right.
guess.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I guess so.
First match is going to be XLG versus Wolves.
The Taiwanese and Hong Kong derby. So it's two of the three teams that have a majority of Taiwan or Hong Kong teams. And to me, the winner is gonna be XLG.
Ooh, all right. Immediate XLG
Yeah,
win.
I got XLG as well. I'm not gonna lie. Wolves have looked good, but they beat Tech, so I'm a hater.
I'm boring. I'm going XLG. I just think XLG looks like the
Yeah.
best team right now. Nats, are you gonna
mean-
go against the grain?
Fortunately not, because I think Wolves, they've looked good, but ZLG, they have a great backer too. And their individuals, they've been up there. Roger's been up there. I think they can challenge them on individual level. So I think ZLG are gonna win.
All right. I mean, that seemed like a pretty shut case.
Yeah.
So I guess the next game we're gonna do is EDG versus Billy Billy.
This is for
Yeah.
qualifications to Toronto.
Yeah. This
Most
is
important
extremely
game this
important.
week.
Yes. And I think
Wait, when is it? It's
For
May
me-
2nd, which is what? 12 days from now.
Yeah.
I think EDG
Yeah.
will win this, because if you click on EDG versus BLG quickly,
Oh,
it's like if you click on the match.
Yeah.
And you scroll down a bit.
Keep going.
I want you to show me the last time BLG beat EDG.
Never.
CDG
Yep.
are undefeated versus BLG.
Yep, never in their lifetime has BLG ever beaten EDG, and EDG we know are they are when they are in the elimination bracket they instantly lock in. So EDG is my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
agree.
predict EDG. I mean, I just think they're gonna lock in because they know that they need to qualify. They have a lot of pressure on them, but I think they're good under the pressure. I think they get better. So, Hades, you got
Also
anything to say?
EDG. Also, gonna say EDG is the only team to have been in every international event after franchising, and I don't think this will be the time they stop.
Yeah. Hades, gonna
If
go
it
against the
is,
grain?
if it is, yeah, go.
No, go.
I just saying that if it is, it will be a huge win for Simon that say, "Ha, I'm out, and so you miss your first international event. I knew it. I was the best."
Yeah. I'm gonna disagree with everything that you guys said, and I'm gonna go BLG here. I'm gonna take the punt.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the game versus DRG instilled no faith in me, and it actually lowered my stocks in EDG because I think DRG did not look that good, and I think EDG like almost lost to them, and they relied a lot on hero plays and mechanics to win them the series, which for EDG as a team is replicatable. So I won't say that's not something like with other teams where it wouldn't be as replicatable as this EDG. I would say they have the opportunity to do that. However, I think that I think pressure is going to play a big part in it. I don't think Gianni has shown that he can play well under pressure. I think that with 12 days extra prep, I think BLG will be better they'll be the better team, or how do I say this? They'll make better use of the time compared to EDG with the prep. Yeah, and I think I think the favorites here are EDG, obviously, but I don't know. There's something about this that's telling me that this is the game where BLG upsets and even if you don't make a tournament. Like,
Oof.
You know what?
I just yeah.
There are someone that disagree with you, and I fully trust what you said. It's the coin, and the coin wasn't that wrong. So maybe you're right.
Yeah, it's true.
Are you switching?
No.
No.
No. You know, I'm gonna start a cult with a coin, but not today. Just wait
I
the end
have
of
to-
the yeah.
If BLG is proven to be EDG, then we start the call.
Yeah.
Fully, clearly. I respect the coin, but even
Not
if
that
I'm a
much.
fanatic that will always follow the coin and say the coin is right, I will keep my right to being wrong.
That's fair.
Okay.
The French
And then
way.
if who do we hypothetically see as the first seed coming out of this with the bye at Toronto?
XLG.
What? Yeah. Oh no, EDG. I think.
Ooh.
I think if you look at it right now, has to be CLG, but EDG all the way.
All right.
I don't think EDG will,
I think
will
if
lose any game.
EDG beat BLG, then EDG will be first seed. But if BLG win, which I think they will, then XLG will be first.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Agree.
All
Okay.
right. Next game would be Wolves versus EDG.
EDG.
Like
EDG.
the second seed then.
I don't think. I think even on a bad day, EDG beat Wolves. Like, if we're assuming they're back, they're locked in.
My thing is, I think BLG are gonna win. So if BLG win, then I think BLG will beat Wolves as well. So I think regardless of who wins, Wolves will end third seed. Is what I'll say.
Okay.
All right.
I think
And
it's
then
pretty consensual.
And then we talked about the grand final. So
Yeah, and then the grand
We
final.
already going to grand final?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so-
goodness. Okay.
let's move on.
So is that kind of
EDG, XLG. Any predictions?
I think
we-
it's EDG again. Plot armor and everything. You know, they are just better when they are in the lower bracket and they don't have a second chance.
I think if EDG beats BLG, then EDG will win. But if BLG wins, then XLG will win the
I mean,
grand final.
actually, I thought about it, and EDG, DLG get double map bans, and EDG compared to every other time, EDG have had around a 7 to 6 map
That
pool.
does not matter. It doesn't matter. This is the
Doesn't
thing
matter.
about grand finals is that the grand final, anything can happen. It's not about which maps you ban and which maps you don't, right? We saw that with G2 versus T1, right? G2,
That's
they were undefeated on Pearl. T1's Pearl wasn't that good. They came in and they beat them anyway, right? Like anything can happen in the grand final. Like that, that's what I'm saying. Like map ban doesn't. I don't think there's been. I won't say that, but I think the only grand final where I've seen map ban actually like mattered was the Fnatic versus EG at Tokyo. I think that's just because EG didn't have a good map pool.
What about EDG versus Heretic? Because EDG picked both their maps, and they were actually they picked all 3 maps.
And they went 5 maps, and they were close to winning out.
EDG managed to pick all 3 maps that they never lost on.
Team Heretics almost won on Lotus, and they could have won on Abyss too. They came back.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like most of the time when you get to the grand finals, like both the teams will have good maps on them. Like most of the maps.
Okay.
So I'm saying EDG, Nat, you are saying EDG, and you also saying EDG, Addis, I think.
I'm saying EDG if they win, but if they
Okay.
lose, then I'm saying XLG.
Yeah, let's talk about the potential BLG XLG because I think it's a really interesting game. If it's happening, don't know, but a grand final where BLG versus XLG is what the coin has predicted, so we have to take this possibility in consideration. It's really hard to predict, but I think I will go against the coin and predict XLG winning against BLG. Addis and Nats, what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I agree. I think XLG would win.
I think XLG are better team than BLG, but I think it's fate for ZLG to lose to BLG. I mean, just click on the last game they beat against ZLG against BLG, where they almost beat where ZLG almost beat BLG, but they don't, because of they lost like 5 ecos on like Fracture, and it's like also if you look at the all-time record, ZLG have never beaten BLG. I'm still gonna pick ZLG, but I don't feel good about it because I see a world where BLG are just the counter to ZLG. But yeah, XLG. Oh my god, I keep saying ZLG. But yes.
I was gonna
XLG.
say, yeah, we're still talking about EDG XLG for grand final.
Yeah.
Billy is only if Billy would be only in the grand final. That's for the coin pick.
Yeah. I don't think Bilibili is a counter of XLG. I just think Bilibili has played XLG in game 1 when XLG was really shaky and XLG lose a lot of echo. And if you remember, I was saying that the next game of XLG was not XLG versus AG, but XLG versus themselves. And this fight against themselves, they won it few weeks ago, and it's not a problem anymore, and they're gonna win this game if they play together. I really believe in that.
Okay, let's move on then.
Alright. Whoa, for the grand final, so we have Meg and Gambles saying EDG win the grand final versus XLG. Hades, what do you say?
Yeah, I say if EDG versus XLG, I say EDG.
Alright, I'm going XLG. I'm a lover. I'm an XLG lover.
Fair enough.
Alright, and besides that, we're actually done with the Chinese section unless someone wants to bring up any other miscellaneous topics.
There's a thread, right?
Yeah, I was saying that we should do the thread of the week because it's heavily linked to China.
Yes,
so maybe it's time to do it.
you are totally right. Alright, let me open that up. Alright.
This is the thread by one of our amazing Discord members, Coco. And it's covering the entire Simon situation with EDG.
Alright. Do you want me to be the narrator?
You don't have to read everything if you don't want.
Yeah,
but he said, you can just read the 5, 12, and 40. I think it's a little bit small, so I can't really read it. But I said he say for this TLDR, you can just read the number 5, 12, and 40, so we can do that.
Alright, 5, 12, 14. So first one is Simon starts shit talking through implications, EDG, saying that the team environment is so toxic and that they threw him under the bus blaming him, that they excluded him from everything, and that he leaked WeChat messages to fans. And then, next, EDG players released full statements about the situation, saying that Simon is consistently fooling around in practice on his phone, asking we should do being lost, not calming, not interacting with the team, unless being asked to. And then Simon goes back on stream defending himself, pulls out all the WeChat messages, confirming the WeChat messages by Aqua to be true, basically blaming Smoggy again for doing the same lack of practice and that it's unfair. Conversations about proof and cameras pop up, and it's pretty much confirmed that Simon will leave EDG by Toronto and either go back to Taiwan or a different team. And then there's a bunch of drama between them.
What I would bring out, what the thread doesn't cover, is that in the end, confirmed by Chichu, is that Simon did apologize to the members, and that they are on somewhat good terms, but probably not good enough to be on the same team again.
No, I doubt it. I also think Gianni has been like decent enough. Like, I don't think he's great, but I think he shows that he has potential.
Enough for T1, but not decent enough for like title contention.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
But we'll have to see. Yeah.
All right. Anything else someone wants to bring up?
We can go to EMEA.
We're going to EMEA.
Before I go, let me say one thing. And if Fnatic don't win EMEA, something has gone very wrong.
Whoa.
Okay. Goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alrighty. And you know we're popping in. Hello, hello. Let me rename you.
Yeah, boy.
Alrighty. You are good to go. Alright. Welcome to the podcast for EMEA. I don't know how to say it. Dakesed 99.
It's just the word dickhead backwards, so if
Okay. Dickhead 99. Welcome to the
dickhead.
podcast.
I
Oh
was
my
saying
God.
Daikid every time and it was not Daikid, but I will continue to say Daikid for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Oh, I kept calling you
No, I-
Daikid, but I didn't realize it
Daikid.
was. I thought it was wrong, so I kept saying my dad ate my toes.
Well, welcome to
Wow.
the podcast. Whatever your name is.
Hello.
Dad 8 Toes, Daikid, Dickhead, whatever you want to be called. We're going to be starting EMEA. So first thing we're going to go over is I don't think there's any rumors or anything for roster moves, or I understand. Did anyone see anything?
No.
I mean, they're not like rumors or new, but the Giants moves that they brought in
Yes,
our own Flickless.
That is actually something to bring up. So, we
Oh.
just
Oh,
We
I
should go over
completely
that.
forgot about
We
Giants.
should,
I
yeah.
completely for. I com. Bro, okay, to be fair though, it's Giants, and Giants are an irrelevant team.
Yeah. Let's go over that real quick though, because I think this is extremely important to go over. So let me go over the situation real quick. That is not the right team. That is a GC team. Okay. So in the middle of the season, GX removed, or they didn't remove, but they benched Thomasine Runner, and then they added Flickless and Ara, who are both, I think, on the same team. Yeah, they were on UCAM
Yeah,
in
they were
Spain
from
Rising.
UCAM, who are Giants' like associate team. So they're not like an academy team, but they're like
Oh, yeah.
like a partnered
It's what
thing
Team
where they
Liquid
can
and
basically
Apex had.
yeah.
And then GX immediately played Fnatic, and they had a, in my opinion, very good series. I think it was 13-10. They beat Fnatic map 1, 13-5 Stomp, and then another 13-10, but that Fnatic one that was pretty close. Anyone have any opinions of Flickless and Aura so far? I personally think they did really good. I was really impressed by Aura and Flickless. I think they looked better than most of the people on GX. And before this series, I was kind of trashing on them. I took a screenshot where I was like, "Where are they on the where are they on the Spain leaderboard? Let's find out." Because if you sort by rating, I mean, keep going, keep going. Oh, here's Aura. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, wait. Oh, here's Flickless. So, I mean, from the outside looking in, obviously I don't know scrim results. I don't know if, these guys are crazy and ranked, but I was very doubtful. But they came in and they played well, and maybe this kind of just proves how deep the talent pool in Tier 2 is and how Riot fucked up so bad in franchising. But beyond that, anyone have any opinions?
First, I have to say something. They pick Ascent and they won Ascent, and this is huge prop for them because usually it doesn't go that way.
Yeah, what was their 7-5 attacker side on Ascent? These guys are crazy.
Yes.
Never seen before.
Yeah.
Okay, but to talk about the players though, I think first of all, I think it's a great idea. The two players you bench are Runner and Thomasy.
Yeah.
They were so shit, bro.
Oh, Runner. What is bro running from?
Is dementia?
But I mean, it's just it was bound to happen. If this didn't happen, then I mean, they were clueless.
If Tamazi kept his spot, then fucking like they needed to be investigated for match fixing.
I was gonna
Jesus
say,
Christ.
Thomas C sees what, him going 9-21.
But just talk about the performance. I think I mean, they weren't crazy. They weren't like the next Durkee, but they were good. They were fine.
Yeah, they could like evidently compete with tier 1 players.
Yeah.
Their aim was insane.
I have only one regret in that move. My regret is West Side being good, because if it was bad, we could also bench him and go to a full Russian speaking roster, and this could have fried some teams.
This is the thing, though, does
Uh,
GX want that? Because I think they've asked before, and GX said no. I mean, maybe it could have been a different situation now, but I don't know. I'm kind of doubtful.
I think
Yeah.
no team
Yeah.
right now wants to go for a CIS roster because first of all, I know visa issues are a nightmare. I also
Yeah.
know that just I mean, it's like it's been a long time since the Ukraine war, but like it's still a bit like airy about the stuff like that. I mean, Riot still aren't like too happy with it because they haven't given us. Maybe in 2027 they go for a reconsideration and we add a
We get
Russian
Team
org.
Spirit.
Do you really
Yeah.
think they're gonna stay in the league in 2027?
Giants. Fuck
Yeah,
no.
Giants.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hope not.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
think
thought.
no, but the thing is, Giant X are like pretty. They're like I
They're
know they're like
popular.
somewhat known in League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got 0 fans of Valorant. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen a Giant X fan except Kyria, but he's not my person.
Kyria. Yes. But yeah.
Yeah, pretty side,
Um,
but yeah, it's also if there are reduction of team in Europe, every team I can say, oh, they are good reason to keep that team. Oh, they are good reason to keep that team. But Giantex, absolutely no reason. The only reason they can stay if they go full Russian team, full CIS team, and then having some fun in Russia. But I'm not even sure this is that possible. They will have enough Russian fan if they go full Russia team. They are dead.
yeah.
Oof. All right. Well,
I did have one more thing,
oh,
and that was just I like the move of bringing in another tier 2 duelist, so
yeah.
Purpo can go, because obviously before Purpo was on Giant X, he was on KPI, and he was playing like a flex role,
Yeah, he
and he
played
was
some.
doing
Yeah.
he was doing
Mm.
significantly better than he did when he was brought into Giant X and put on duelist. So I like the fact that they got another duelist player to let him play the roles he was thriving on in tier 2.
Yeah. Anyone want to
Yeah.
say what Ion just said in chat? Ian, whatever his name is. Anyone want to pronounce it? Any fans of GX?
Um,
Anyone willing to? Anyone willing to say Ara's name twice?
Arara.
There we go.
There we
All
go.
right. All right. The first thing we're going to be going over is Group Alpha. So we're going to be going over Vitality versus Apex. Let me quickly change topic name and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Group Alpha results. Let me pull up EMEA, pull up Group Alpha, and we're going over week 4. So first game we have is Vitality versus Apex.
I just want to like get it out of the way immediately. Why is Governor still in tier 1?
Because
Why?
it's the vibe guy of Apex.
Vibes, farmer.
Oh,
Yeah.
the vibes
That's-
did not. The vibes when you kill yourself with your own ult and force a 4v5 save.
Vibes, farmer.
That's got to be a fucking. He's the vibes assassin. He's not the fucking vibes guy. He's like, what the fuck?
Dude,
Yeah.
I want to tell the story of this game as Addis did for Tech because I went for Apex having strong expectation. I think I'm the only one on the earth saying that Apex can win that. And you know, there are cameras that showing player before the game, and when Apex arrived, they were really relaxed. They were laughing. They have a huge smile. They seem they really want to be here. They really want to give their best and hit this scene with no regret. Meanwhile, you have the cameras on Vitality, and everyone was. It seems they didn't want to be here. They just prefer to be dead than playing this fucking series. But they still played and they still go and. First, so I was fully expected that anything can happen and Apex can do it because when you have a relaxed team against that team that seems increases, not smiling, seems that just don't want to be there, this is the perfect recipe for a win. And then pick and bans instantly erase my smile with Apex picking Ascent, and I was like, okay, it's over. They're gonna be 10-2, and I was wrong. They will not gonna be 10-2. They will be 11-1, and so 11-1. It's over. You can't win that. And up, go next to the next game. Next game, Lotus. The pick of Vitality. Close game. Apex really starts in attack, and to be fair, Apex attack is amazing. They did 9-3 in attack on Lotus, and I was with friend in vocal and saying, you know what? It's not over. 9-3, knowing how Apex is kinda bad to defend, and it's a really good team to attack. Anything can still happen in this BO, and they won only one round in defense and losing the game 13-10. And as was like, well, at least those guys know what they need to learn and what they need to improve. I also think Batu was a little bit better and a little bit consistent. Floor was a little bit disappointing on this BO, but maybe it's also because of the composition and the map they ping. But huge prop for Molsey, the IGL, the fragging IGL, that is the only player in positive in the team, and that did really great. And yeah, too bad they
We'll
put in
never-
on deadlock. Lol.
We'll never ever forget multi entry fragging attacker Sad Lotus. Where everyone 5-0 just running it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me quickly pull something up.
if you guys were Apex, would you turn up to your last match?
Yeah, of course.
Because did you all see the interview that Floor did, where she basically just said it was basically just the biggest like doom post I've ever seen. She was just like, "Oh, I hate being in Berlin. I hate the food here. Like fucking,
I feel like
I'm
that's
so
her-
depressed."
I feel like that's her personality, though. I mean, like, when she was asked like, "Why are you so good at the game?" She was just like, "Oh, it's because I'm a fucking loser. I stay inside all the day. I play fucking Valorant." I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's just part of her personality, man.
True, but it does
Yeah, I
like
don't
beg the
think-
question.
EU player
the
mad
vibes,
that
like-
NA player doesn't like their food. Crazy.
Bro,
No, but
I'm joking.
I feel like
this
I
is
feel
a
like I'm
hot take. This is a hot take because let's talk about Berlin for a moment. This is a city with zero hype. Nobody wants to be in this city.
No
they have a
sun.
lot of technical problem, and you have in Europe some place that is vibrant with sport. You've got France, you've got Spain, and there are a huge debate in the French sphere. And the CIO of Mate and of KC saying that it was a shame that they still playing in Berlin in a stadium with 10 people shooting their name, while they could play in France or in Spain and have a lot of fame, lot of people cheering for KC, for Mate, or if it's Spain in probably Team Heretics, but even more Koi. And yeah, what do you think, guys? Do you think it could be a good thing to relocate in Berlin?
yes,
out of
but
them?
I think they should go to Katowice or Katowice, however you say it.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, but like I know for a fact, I know why Riot started in Berlin, and that's because they have a shit ton of resources they imported from like League into there.
Yeah, they already
Yeah.
have the right arena set up.
Yeah. So and you
Yeah.
had like 4 events in Berlin. It's
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the fact League is playing in Berlin is also another reason why they should maybe go out, because they can't do anything they want with the schedule, and the fact they have to share the stadium with League of Legends maybe is a little problem. You know, it can create some issues.
Yeah.
Maybe it's another reason why they can't fix the consistent issues that create a lot of pause. We can't really know what is the real problem there, but yeah, and if now players starting to have the same complaint that the Brazilian player complaining about Los Angeles, the place not being that good, then yeah, maybe just moving in another country is a little bit better.
I was gonna say, I mean,
Okay.
that's a consistent issue between all regions. Is I'm pretty sure, I don't know about specific, but I know in Americas and EMEA, if I remember
And
correctly,
China.
multiple times Yeah, and China maybe, but they've had to swap venue. Like they have to swap from the main stage where there's a crowd to where there's no crowd, kind of like a closed studio, because the League of Legends teams are playing. And I feel like it's unfair to Valorant to be like the little brother of League of Legends when there's so many fans and so much investment. They should make their own arena.
Which I think is especially ridiculous in Americas, because the reason
Yes.
they moved it was because the like NA League thing was like, oh, they're favoring fucking Valorant over. Of course they're favoring Valorant over NA League. NA League is shit. No one
Yeah.
fucking cares.
Yeah,
Go away.
I agree.
I just want to say, don't quote me. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure Riot ports over like the production team or from League. So like
I can
I'm
actually
not
check.
entirely sure. I remember, like a year ago, I can remember like Sideshow somewhere says that like for like at least for big events they port over like
What region do you know they do that on? Like, what region do you think?
I have
fuck,
insight on this.
I have zero idea. I remember somewhere
Megan, you
Sideshow
have
was talking
insight?
about a champions event. Like, can you just go to any champions event? Like probably a Western one.
I read somewhere that the team that is doing some technical things
Okay, you can go to
are
like
in
Champions 2023.
as the team that there are some people in the team that organize the EMEA studio that is in Ireland. I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, it's even more weird to stay in Berlin.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say, what tournament
Yeah.
would you want me to bring up for League? That's to see if they have the same production team.
Do yeah, just do Worlds 2023 and Champions 2023, because that's why that was one of the reasons why Riot had to make a Champions so early. It was because they World starts. They don't want the viewership to clash with Worlds, and they don't want production team to clash with Worlds.
Yeah.
At least that was the point I think
we
Sacha
go.
was making.
Albert, where's? Wow, this is ridiculously big. I'm trying to find the actual production team, but I'm not seeing it listed for League, which is really weird. Because I know they list the actual producers on Val, but I'm not seeing it for the League unless I missed them in this list.
There's so much. What the hell? Okay.
These are all commentators, though. That's the problem. Yeah, these are all commentators. I'm not seeing the actual production team. But let me quickly double check LTA North and see if they list them. And if they don't, then we can move on to the next point. They literally don't even have it. Dude, they hate this league so much. Hold on, let me show this. They hate this league so much they don't even have it filled out. It's live right now. Bro. Like, that is not real. Let me check.
Well,
let me check LEC. Let me see if they have it listed here.
Maybe you should go to Gamepedia, because on Wikipedia is doing League of Legends since not a long time, and I love Wikipedia, but maybe Gamepedia is still a little bit ahead in time in terms of.
This?
I can send you the link.
Yeah, send me the link. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was the site I was using when I was covering League of Legends for a French site.
Let me see if they have the production team.
Got broadcast talent, but I'm not sure if it.
Yeah, these are just broadcasters, and then these are co-streamers. Yeah. It's fair Valorant if you see they have the actual like specific producers, which is the most important thing, and so if they go between them, then that's the most important thing. But if they don't, we may never know. This is a mystery for now. This is a mystery. Who are the producers for League of Legends?
But let's move on to the Fnatic
Apex
game.
Let's move on to Fnatic. Unless anyone has anything else to say about Vitality Apex besides that Kix is the fucking GOAT, and I never want to hear any slander about him ever again.
I didn't give my opinion on it, so I want to quickly go over it. First of all, this is another allegation of Apex going in with one really good map and one really shit map. They get rolled on Ascent, and then Lotus, it's a little closer. But this Lotus by Vitality, I thought it was a little, I don't know. From this defending off, I think Vitality went C mount like at least 8 of the 12 rounds. They went C bound, and like the 4 rounds they didn't was like an eco round.
Well, Vitality also
I-
lost C round like most of the time to multi entry.
They went 3 C mount, and then they all died, and it's like they didn't change anything up, and I was really confused with what Vitality was doing. I mean, they cleaned it up on attack, right? Their attack was very, 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 very good. But also you have moments where the Governor's ulting himself, so I don't know how good it is, but if you want to test it against the top teams. So it's a little concerning for Vitality to lose this badly on defense, but I mean, I think they're still chill. I think Apex are going to come into the next series a little worse off than they were previously believing, because I mean, it's not a good look to lose that much rounds on defense. It's also not a good look to lose that badly on Ascent. So, I mean, for Ascent, it's excusable because Ascent's Ascent, but also you're picking Ascent. So that's like one of your most competent maps.
I was gonna say, is Vitality attack good, or is Apex defense bad? And that's kind of one of the points I wanted to go over, which is that Apex's attack win rate is actually not that bad. Like, it's better than BBL, it's better than Foot, Gentlemates, Giant X, Koi, like, it's close to Na'Vi, it's close to Liquid, like, it's pretty good. Their defense is horrible, dude, it's so bad, it's worse than Koi. Their defense is miserable. And if you watch the games, like, it just looks like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, it literally looks like they go into scrims and they're like, hey guys, can we play attacker only? And then they go into officials with just 0 experience on defense. Like, their setups are just boring, uninspired, or they're just genuinely bad. So I don't know what's happening there, but it's really sad.
Yeah, let's move on then.
Oh, let's move on.
We
GX
already
Fnatic.
talked about this game.
Yeah.
Anyone has anything to add?
Boaster got an ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that enough
That
to
was
move
quite
on?
cool.
Boaster ace?
I mean, props to Boaster. He's been performing like really well, like throughout. Can we pull up his overall stats? I'm just curious.
What to go? Yeah.
He's got like a 1.04 rating, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my IGL. He's been fragging.
Weirdly enough, he's the second highest rated player on Fnatic. Wait, no, Crash.
Third.
No,
But he's better than Chronicle and Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha's been playing like.
It's
really
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. I mean, they're still 4-0, but like. It is bizarre.
A bit
Anyway,
spooky.
yeah. Fnatic, probably best Lotus team.
Back at it
They're
again.
Ascent.
Being
Yeah.
2023.
Ultra Glaze. Alright.
Are we
Oh
all
my
agree that
goodness.
Fnatic is the best EMEA team right now?
No.
Oh. So who do you put ahead Fnatic?
Heretics.
Heretics,
I have
honestly.
I have Fnatic at top 3. You know, I have my boy Liquid #1. No bias at all. Not named Gamble Nats. That's not me. Second, I have is Heretics, and then I have Fnatic.
I'd put Heretics,
I have the
Fnatic,
same
Liquid.
top 3, just a different. Yeah, I go Heretics, Fnatic, Liquid as well.
We'll see though. Hey. Oh, we'll get to that later though. No spoilers.
Before change the topic, I think the clip of Buster last round, I think it's really interesting, and maybe we should talk about this one. I just find the time code right now, and so I can make the analysis.
Yeah, you can put it in Discord or the doc. Either one works.
It's on Discord.
Perfect. Let me pull it up.
They're gonna know where he reaches.
Oh, is it the 1v3?
So yeah, this is the 1v3, and this might be the last round for Fnatic. So he plants the spike, and he's gonna play a perfect post. Just
But Boaster knows.
go back, bait the wall, put a
Mhm.
smoke, and then you can. Yeah.
How's he going to play
And
this? So he's put a couple of question marks, right? That deep
Jakes
smoke
will
towards
not
CT.
will not choke
Toying
on
with
this
the
one.
wall.
They,
He's
they
put a
will
couple of,
group together and wait together
worries in
and
their mind.
be sure
But
nobody will surprise them.
This
So
would need a 1v3. Now
use some
this
spell
would be
to,
impeccable from Boaster.
to maybe
He's gone for the mound position
eliminate
here.
some
Can't
position where it
compliment
could be. They
But this is tough.
methodically
There's a lot of bodies that they can
take
put through
different
this, and
places, and now
Flickless
it's
still has utility.
1v3. So
Ooh.
you have, yeah, and in this situation, it's almost a little bit dead because if he can half diffuse, it will be really hard to win that round. But this is Buster,
This
and
plays
he will gonna
just to
play
perfection.
really good.
Lovely
Find a
control.
way
Beautiful.
to our first kill
Boaster,
and
can you
post.
do the unthinkable? Turns the flash well enough.
And
He's
then,
got a stare
then
on
this
this
is
one.
dressing. Can you go back 5
Mhm.
seconds before? So now is in a situation of 2v1. In this situation, usually you have to kill the guy that is not diffusing and the guy that is aiming at you. And doing that, you kill this guy, you are still alive, and then you can kill the one that diffusing the bomb. But we are in a specific situation where the guy that you kill will not, the guy that can kill you will not be able to defuse the bomb. So killing the guy that doesn't move and that is diffusing is the correct choice in this situation and only in this situation. Can you just go from...
Can you do the unthinkable? Turns
and
the flash
post?
well enough.
No,
He's
post.
got a stare.
Ah, too late. It's okay, it's okay. And then, yeah, it killed the guy that was diffusing because it wasn't his target. Then die against the other
He might
one,
have got
but
the time on this.
he can't defuse.
He actually might have
Well
got the
played,
time on
Buster.
this.
It was perfect.
Absolute
And
magic.
Diggs did one mistake on this one, is not covering the fact he could be on the main, because it was maybe the only solution and nobody was covering the guy that was diffusing, and this cost them the round.
Yeah, something I want to know really quick is Flickless didn't take, from what I understand, yeah, Flickless didn't take control of this smoke nor back here. And what happened partially was Westside threw his flash here and he set it off.
Flickless still has.
So I think this flash serves two purposes for in Westside's mind, right? It either blinds Boaster and they have info that he's 100% mount, or he breaks it because he doesn't want to be blinded and it still gives the info on mount. By this point, this smoke is still up. Flickless now finally just clears this. As Flickless is clearing this,
Play this just to perfection.
Boaster
flash did take
immediately
them.
kills him.
Yeah.
And so it just,
Okay.
he sowed so much doubt into their mind on where he was because he dodged this and there was a smoke here where he could have been here, and because Westside got the information in his mind that he wasn't mounted because he flashed it and he put it up and Boaster didn't get blinded nor break it, I think that also helped him get that first kill a lot easier.
Good point, good point. Yeah, we can move on.
Alright. Next match we're going to be talking about is Heretics versus Navi.
Oh my goodness gracious. We are so fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is Xiao looks good. That's what I'll say. Xiao, I'm happy for you,
Yeah.
pal.
He needs a team.
You need
So
a Russian
weirdly
team.
enough, if you look at Haven though, if you look at Haven, Angel was the best fragger on Navi.
I mean,
What the fuck is going on to have Angel
listen.
be your best fucking fragger?
I mean, if you're 13-3, I think it doesn't matter who's your best fragger. Unless one of the guys is
Right.
positive, they're all lost. But I think the most important part is, first of all, Hero. He's just absent. I think I was praising him a little bit. I thought he was a little back into that
Me
confidence.
too.
And he just made me lose all the confidence I had in him. The rest of
Yeah.
the team, all of them, I believe, went negative 11 or above, except for Shao. So, yeah. Heretics back.
Oh,
Um,
Koala Nuke,
I-
the goat. Negative 10 only.
I
Negative
would
10 only.
also I would also like to if you just bring up a Haven again.
Yep.
If you just look at the round timeline on Heretics' defense, look at the retakes, bro. They
My
10
god.
2 half, and 9 of them are from diffusers. I feel like Heretics have kind of. Is it crazy to say that I think not only are they the best Haven team in the world, but I think they've kind of perfected the the Fnatic comp. It does also
Ooh,
help
that's
that
a hot take.
they've got Mini Boo and Woot as their two
Yeah.
duelists. And both of them are just fucking
Adrian's on Sova.
psychotic. True.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that they're the best heavy team in EMEA, but it's always tough to say if they're the best team on an X map in the world, because you don't know how the teams face up internationally. Because I mean, if you think about it, you were talking about how EG were probably one of the best teams in Haven, in Bangkok, right? Because they 13-0 two Chinese teams, and they come into internationally, they pick it once, they lose to T1, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
True. I don't know. It's just I'm very excited.
I mean,
Big
rightfully so, right?
news.
Looking back.
Alright.
And
Pearl.
then yeah, Pearl. Just Shao
Xiao
hero
saving their
rounds.
ass, dude.
Yeah.
If Xiao didn't show
Mini
up,
Boo
this
is
is
so back.
genuinely like 13-3, 13-3 series. Yeah, Mini Boo is back. I mean, if you look at him this entire season, like he's
Yeah, no, he's got the highest ACS, KD, KPR, second highest first kill per round.
yeah.
Like he's just fucking. He's in.
Everyone was trashing on him few weeks ago, but as always, keep your player, showing your trust him. His mental is gonna be better, and he's gonna play better. It's always like that.
I think it's fair that people were trashing on him, like a few, back in champs, right?
Yeah.
People were trashing on him, but
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair because I mean it's also he had like a huge mental boom because not mental boom, but he was like super exhausted, right? Because he comes in replacing Woot, who had an amazing performance. He had exams and stuff. He performed really badly until like the grand finals. So I think it's fair to say Minibu was not a good duelist. But I mean now you kind of have no argument. He's just destroying everybody.
I mean, he's the highest rated player in EMEA. He's just
Yeah,
he's just
he's
so
the goat
fucking
right now.
back.
Yeah. Anything else to note on this match besides that Navi shot the bed, Hero had a really bad series, and Mini Boo so back, and Benji Fishy also played well. I think Benji
yeah,
has been having a really rough season, but I think he played very
Yeah.
well this match, which I'm very happy for him.
I forget which round it is, but if you go to Pearl, and I think it was one of their defense rounds. So he just had like a string of rounds where he was just anchoring on B site and just like minimum like 2 every single time, and
Yeah.
they just like couldn't get rid of him. I think he's back to being like the anchor for the heretics that just kind of fucking locks it down.
Yeah.
Doesn't give
Yeah.
anything up.
I think Benji Fishy is back in the sense that you can at least trust him to hold a side, but I don't think he is anywhere near like his top performances in the world, right? Because no, he was fighting for like top 1 Sentinel like last year, and this year I'm thinking he's like maybe top 5 if you're
Yeah.
really pushing it.
I mean, who knows
Yeah,
though?
that's
He's
fair.
playing better and better, and I think if he goes into Toronto and he plays well, I don't see why he couldn't easily be in top 5. But it really depends, and I do think Benji in general, in my opinion, plays better on LAN. I think he gets the energy, gets the hype. I think before Valorant he had experience playing Fortnite, and he's a good lane player. He's comfortable. I think there's a good opportunity for him to just go to Toronto, feel the energy, be like, this is my time to shine, and play very well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then. Oh, Jonas, you have a
Freds.
point?
Oh, Megan?
What? No, I
Anything
didn't
to
say
say?
anything.
Okay.
No, I just
no, I
I'm
thought-
just on to go to the prediction.
Mr. Dickhead, anything else to say?
Shout out heretics for the very fast 2-0, allowing people to go watch Americas.
Dude, true.
Because
Alright.
fuck me, the tech bosses.
Alright. Next thing we're gonna be going over is the pick'ems. Give me 1 second. Pick'em. And we are good to go. I have to clear out everyone's previous predictions real quick.
I didn't. I wasn't supposed to send pickums, right? Right?
Nope, no, you're good. Yeah, so we're just gonna go over and then I just pop in whoever you pick. So
Okay, gotcha.
first, oh, I did the wrong thing. Hold up. Gamble Nuts, you have no pick'em box right now. It's gone. It's
Oh.
back. Alright.
Oh yeah.
First match we're gonna be doing pick'ems for is GX versus Apex. I'm gonna let everyone but Megan and me go first.
The Battle of Mid.
Ah,
Mid, you're generous.
it is. I think this is. Yeah.
I think I would have said Apex win prior to Giants' match versus Fnatic with the two new players. Now I just think Giants probably take it, unfortunately.
Fully agree with that.
I think, first of all, I think Giant made huge improvements. I think Flickless and Ara are people who are not headless chickens. They can, in fact, shoot you back. And I think another point is, I said before that Apex, I'm never putting them until I see them win a series because they do not look good on 2 maps. And I'm sticking with that and saying GX win this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, right? You make the prediction that GX is going to be one of the worst teams in the league and they're going to get dominated by everyone, and then they make a genuinely good roster move, and then it completely throws out everything you said about the team. So unfortunately, well, I think if before this roster move, I think Apex had a good chance and I would have predded them. I can't do it in good faith anymore, honestly. I think there's such a good chance that GX is going to win this. I think Aura and Flickless both just looked so good, and at least better than Apex players. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah. But
So,
this is probably Apex's most winnable game, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Not probably, it's sure. To me, it's a little bit weird because I'll say JX for a little bit all the reasons you have listed, but I feel by saying JX, I'm just that when you love someone or something and these things have deceived you a lot and doing horrible things, and you are, oh, I don't want to trust on it anymore. And I think that's why I kinda pick JX. If Apex didn't have pick Ascent on the last series, I would have probably pick Apex. But the fact they pick Ascent just make me so angry at them, so mad at them, make me lose so much faith on them that I will pick JX just for that reason. But it's stupid to say that because I'm pretty sure they won't pick Ascent this time. They won't do the same mistake twice, and this might give them the victory. So, yeah, I'm just picking JX, but it's just because I'm mad and it's not a rational choice.
Flip it and ship it. I bet you Apex is going to pick Ascent now.
No, I do want to say, Apex, I believe they picked Ascent both times they played it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
The first time they played it was versus Heretics, and it was Heretics' map choice, and they actually won.
Really?
Oh wow, they won 13-5. Holy moly, these guys are crazy. I'm putting them down to win.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was.
No, it's true. It's fully true. What you say, it's 100% true, and that's the reason that make believe people in Ascent Apex mind that, oh, we are good on Ascent. But you just 7-5 Heretics, which is not that good on this map, and for a miraculous reason, and I have no idea why, you managed to snowball them on your attack side and pick 6 rounds in a row and finally beat them in that way. And I don't know why, how they did that. It's just because Avova and Molsey just make a miraculous on it, won the pistol, snowball on it, and yeah, this is maybe the only way you can win Ascent when you don't have that much good defense side. So yeah, change their minds, they get tricked by their own good performance, and yeah, lose this map they shouldn't have lose.
Alright. Next match, Vitality versus Na'Vi.
I mean, this one was just. This is a pretty boring one. I think another Vitality sweep in my mind. I think Na'Vi I think.
Now it could be really funny. Do I think it's gonna happen? No. But imagine Angel just has one of those life games where he drops like 30 and then Na'Vi win.
Yeah.
No,
It's
but
not
like
that easy to predict, I think.
I think even if you have Angel go 30, I don't see the team winning. I think Hero put up a shit performance that makes me not believe in him. I think that Xiao's good, but he's a bit inconsistent sometimes. I think Koala Noob is pretty bad. I think Ruxic has not been the player that I thought he would. Like he's been fine, but like he's not like, well, he's not gonna save the team. And Angel's Angel, so
Angel
This game
giveth,
is
Angel
th- th-
taketh away.
yeah. This game is really important because to add some context and to make the I think the next part will not be that useful for team for Group Alpha, which is the part of we said what are the potential scenario. On Group Alpha, it's pretty easy. Vitality versus Navi, the winner go in winner bracket, the loser go in loser bracket. It's a little bit already a playoff game for Vitality and Navi there. So yeah, Vitality is favorite. I think I would say Vitality, but you can never know with Navi. Navi is a kind of really inconsistent team that can have a really good day and have an horrible day another day. So, and Vitality is also the same. So yeah, Navi at his peak will beat Vitality at his low. So it's impossible to guess which kind of flavor of Vitality and Navi we'll have next week. In the depth, I will say Vitality, but it's definitely not a 100% sure.
Alright, what if Navi pick split? They go up against Vitality's fucking bullshit little fucking we exec in the last 10 seconds and hope Durka gets fucking 16. Like, but do you think they could win a map if they have another just like flawless split defense side versus Vitality whose attack sides are fucking slower than the fucking desegregation of America?
With the current form of Derke, which is not a good form, if they do that, they're gonna lose because Derke's got a negative KD. I think they are half of even Fluorescent is above in Derke in all metrics. I think he's got a KD of 0.92, 92. They are.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's really horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you rely on that, then no, it's not gonna be good. I really hope Derki is gonna be better, but for the moment, at least on this split, Derki is not a good player.
oh, he's a
Yeah, but
sucks on
that's
Not a
Euro.
bad player, big player.
yeah, but like I just think Vitality. I mean, look, Vitality. They played a very close series against Fnatic. They played a very close. They fucking rocked Apex. I just Navi. I do like even if Vitality do that. I think they'll still win out individually because Vitality's players are just like 50 times better than like Navi's players. And macro wise, I don't think Navi are the team where they're gonna be super smart about it, where they're gonna go, oh, you do this? Well, I've got a perfect plan for you. They're just gonna get wrecked, and I don't care what strategies. I don't care what Navi pulls out. They're just gonna. Seawolf's gonna come in, get 3, and Kix is gonna come in, get 3, and then they win.
Look, man, I was just trying to entertain the possibility. Vitality are winning like 13-4, 13-6. Like
Yeah.
fucking I'm just trying to be entertaining here.
Okay, revoke.
I love kicks. I'm not gonna say
Mario.
anything more. I love that guy. He's actually so good at the game. I will say it until my last breath. I could be on my gaming chair right now. You know, you could see the life draining from my eyes. And if Vitality is playing, I'll be like, kicks, my goat. And I will croak right there. I fucking love that guy. So that's my prediction. Beyond that, I think
Okay.
we're moving on to Omega.
Yes.
Wait, wait,
No,
we
no,
got
no,
one-
wait,
we've got
wait,
one
wait,
more
wait,
game.
wait, wait. You
Yeah,
forget
let's-
Oh,
yeah,
am I forgetting
don't
something?
Are we gonna talk about the boring match? The
No,
very clearly
am I
obvious.
forgetting something?
Nah,
Can you
I
guys
mean,
remind me?
We just talked about the best match that could possibly happen. What else could we follow it with?
Oh, you mean Heretics versus Fnatic. All right.
Oh my
I remind the
goodness.
stake. It's pretty easy. The winner is first seed and will have a round of bye, and the loser will be will play again the third team of Group Omega.
Dude, I feel sorry for fucking whoever. I feel sorry for whoever has to face Team Fnatic or Team Heretics as like your second, third seed.
I feel sorry for anyone who isn't alive right now to watch this master class.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be cinema.
I mean, this
You
this
know-
this re.
You're jinxing. You are jinxing. This game because it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be
Yeah.
13-1, 13-1 for I don't know which team Bruce can do that, and we're gonna say, oh, it was one of the most boring BO we ever saw in this game. So don't jinx, please.
All right, how
Right,
about
well,
this? I think this game
that's
will be
amazing.
absolutely boring, and I think Heretics will play very well, and it'll be like 13-6, 13-7.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I hope so, but at the same time, fucking, mind you, both of these teams are liable to just fucking like give their fan base like fucking conniption and heart failure and shit when they're playing.
you see, I'm always here. I'm always happy. You know, in my brain, I think Team Heretics are the second best team in the world right now. I'm not second best team in EMEA.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, KC
But,
kind of shot the bed. I feel like their stats are super inflated, but yeah.
Yeah. I think Team Heretics are the second best team in EMEA, and I think but there is one thing. My goat, Chronicle. I love Gambit, and I think Chronicle is due for a great series. I think Alpha is due for a great series. I think
Wow.
Fnatic are our worst team, but but that's because Alpha and Chronicle have not woken up. When these guys are gonna come in, they're gonna drop 30 as normal, okay, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, this play is back, and then Fnatic are gonna win the series, stuff like that.
All
Wait,
right.
I do actually want to say though, in terms of map pool, what are we thinking? Because I think Icebox and Haven, I think, are Heretics' two best
Yeah.
maps, and I think one of those is getting picked, and I think they're considerably like favored against Fnatic on one of
Yeah.
them.
The thing is, isn't Fnatic's? I don't know if it is, but like Fnatic's program is like pro, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it still?
I'm pretty
It
sure
probably
it
is.
I thought they'd played Pill against
No.
Na'Vi. Didn't they play versus Na'Vi?
No.
No.
They didn't.
Yeah,
No,
Fnatic's program's been
they-
pro
Oh,
for
they're
like forever.
Yeah, they're still perming Pill. Okay. And I mean, Heretics' perma is Fracture.
That's like
So,
Two worst maps
Nice.
out. Let's go. This series will be cinema, guys.
Yeah, what do
No,
you
the
think
worst
Fnatic
map
are
are
gonna...
Icebox and Ascent. You can't say that. Ascent is an
Oh yeah,
horrible
true.
map.
Oh, Essence horrible. You're right. My bad. My bad.
Well, what do you think Fnatic are gonna pick?
Ascent.
Let
I'm
me
fair.
go through the map pool real quick.
Yeah.
Good
Do
question.
they pick Split? Because I feel like Heretics have... They've let it through like every time, and they
They
beat
lost
Apex
to
on Split.
GX on Split.
All right, it was
It's,
a 10-2 Like they should have
Yeah,
won that game
and
so
they
easily.
they only went 13-8 for Apex.
I think
Split is
Fnatic
a perma
surely.
pick. Speak
Okay.
to give insight. It seems that Split is a perma pick of Fnatic. I think they pick it 4 times, and the 5th time they didn't pick it was because it was banned. 3 times, sorry, it was pick on first pick, and then JX banned Split, so Fnatic couldn't have picked Split. So I think Fnatic is gonna play Split, and depending if Heretics is gonna ban Split or not, I think it's gonna be first pick Split for Fnatic.
Yeah.
I think Fnatic for sure are gonna lean into the Lotus because they've been destroying people on Lotus.
True.
I think no one's gone better than 13-6. I'll have to check right now. Yeah,
The perma pick. Go.
13-6 is the best record anyone's gotten against Fnatic, which is Vitality. So I mean, they're very dominant on the map. I think. I want to see Team Heretics' record, but Team Heretics aren't bad on that map, and I
Yeah,
don't.
I think they've only played versus Giants this split, and they 13-8 them.
Yeah, but that's Giants without like that's with Thomasy. So,
Okay.
Team Heretics. I mean, I hope Fnatic don't pick split. But you did say it's permanent because Team Heretics have banned Lotus before, which is a bit concerning for me because if Fnatic pick split, Team Heretics I think will have to ban Lotus.
Nats 180.
So,
But,
about the map pool of Heretics, the story is a little bit funny because first, Heretics pick Ascent against Apex, get stomped by Apex, and say, oh, okay, maybe this was a bad idea, so they change their mind. They didn't pick Haven against Giants, but I think it's because Giants picked it first. Just will check. Giants picked. Yeah, Giants pick Haven, and then Heretics pick at Split. So Heretics will probably not ban Split, so maybe pick Lotus and then let Split for the decider may be the correct solution. And on the two last games, Heretics has picked Haven, so I really think they're gonna pick Haven on this game. So probably Haven and for Fnatic either Lotus or Split, and if and if they pick Lotus, it's probably be Split as the decider, and if they pick Split, I really don't know what could be the decider.
I was gonna say, do you think we're gonna get a mirror comp Haven?
Probably.
Dude, that would be so good.
I think Fnatic. If Fnatic pick split, I think they actually have a pretty decent chance of winning it. But the Heretics will ban Lotus, I think for sure, and then we'll go into a Haven. Haven's 50-50 in my mind. But if Fnatic get Lotus, if they pick Lotus, and Heretics let split through, I think Fnatic let win the series for sure.
Yeah, I don't know because I feel like first bans are probably going to be Pearl and Fracture,
Yeah,
and
for
then Heretics is going to either pick Haven or Icebox, probably Haven, and then Fnatic picks one of Lotus or Split.
Probably Lotus.
Yeah, and then the last maps are Ascent, the other one of Lotus or Split, and Fracture. When not Fracture, fucking one of Icebox or Haven, and I feel like Fnatic definitely ban Icebox because I feel like Heretics can pick Haven.
No. You said Heretics pick Haven first.
I should pull up like a map
Yeah.
ban thing so we could do this easier. Honestly, hold up.
Yeah. Please do that.
Yeah,
I'm getting so lost. It was just words.
Yeah, hold up. What the
Should we
heck?
do it in German?
This isn't even updated. So this isn't even gonna work. This is horrible. There's no easy way to do this. Well, let me. Yeah, you know what? Watch this. Watch this. This is so free.
The
remove
MS,
my
not
stats.
even the MSI page.
Let's go.
Okay, so we
Um,
have Haven, Pearl, Icebox, Split, Ascent, Lotus, and what was the Fracture? Yeah. Okay. So it's hold up. So let's just say Fnatic gets first ban. What do they ban?
Pearl.
Okay. We're removing Pearl. Let me actually turn this to screen share. Let me zoom in.
Thanks. We can read it.
Okay. And now it's Heretics ban. What did they ban?
You say Fracture was the one?
Fracture.
Yeah, Fracture.
Okay. And now it's Fnatic pick.
Either Lotus or Split.
Yeah, one of Lotus or Split.
I think it's. Are we leaning towards Lotus? I think we were.
Think so, yeah.
Just put the two possibilities. Just do one with Lotus and one with Split, and we saw where this gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do two separate realities.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it's Heretics pick.
Haven.
Yeah.
Haven.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let me remove Haven. So then we're down to, I have to zoom out a little bit. Now we're back to, I have to think about this. Heretics ban.
That's
No,
Fnatic, isn't it?
that's Fnatic ban. Here, Fnatic ban.
Probably
Fnatic?
Icebox.
Fnatic, wait, let me check. They banned Fracture, they banned Icebox, then they banned Fracture.
So
Then
let
they
me here.
banned...
Let me do this. So in this scenario, it's just these three. And then in this scenario, they picked what? Split. So then it's
Fnatic,
these three.
Fnatic consistently have have banned Fracture, and then they banned Icebox once. So I'm assuming they banned Icebox.
Icebox?
Yeah, I think Icebox.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Let me remove Icebox from both. Put that down.
And then
They are
Heretics
not
would
afraid
ban
of playing
Ascent.
Ascent.
Alright, and now...
Heretics would ban Ascent because they banned it last time.
Ascent. Heretics ban. And you think they're just gonna ban Ascent? For both? Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Both would ban Ascent.
Although Fnatic
I
are
don't
weak
know.
enough on Ascent that I could see them picking it as the last map.
I mean,
Ooh, wait,
Heretics
what?
also really weak on Ascent.
Did I remove the wrong one?
Well, they did
I
pick
don't
it versus
I did.
Apex,
Oops.
so I assume they've been working on it. It was their perma all year last year, but
I mean, they haven't played it since, and they banned it against Na'Vi. So
yeah.
So this is what it would be. So we would have Lotus, Haven split, or we'll have split Icebox. Sorry, split Haven Lotus.
I think
Yeah.
this favors Fnatic heavily.
I don't know. I think Split is a.
Let me remove the bands so it's easier to see exactly
I
which ones
I think
are being
Split
played.
might be fairly even because Fnatic have also had some like struggles on Split. They had like that 18-16 loss to Vitality,
Yeah,
and then
but
Yeah,
I think
Apex
Wait,
took
these are
them
the
to like.
same maps, it's just different order.
But
Yeah.
but
I think-
Fnatic struggled a little bit on Split, but always against team either that play really good, like Apex was really good on Split, or I think also versus Navy, Shao have an amazing game on this game, and it's not because of the map. And meanwhile, doesn't Heretics had a huge choke on Split against JX?
Yes. And they
True.
won against Apex. It's their only win.
Yeah, I'm go Fnatic.
Thing is,
Ooh.
The thing
Not
is,
that.
with with this, I think Split, I would say, is slightly Fnatic favored, like 45-55, like Fnatic favored, and then Haven is 55-45, Heretics favored, and I think Lotus is just Fnatic favored. So I think with this, I just favor Fnatic a lot more. I think, yeah.
I think map pool
No,
is
I
important.
favor much more on Split. I think Fnatic will be even more better on Split than Heretics.
I think
Yeah.
I think map pool is important, but I also just think Heretics looks like the better team. So I'm just gonna put Heretics, and it'll make also a very fun 50-50.
Yeah, boy.
Chronicle frags. That's what's happening.
Alright. Chronicle Enjoyer has arrived. And on that note,
Wait till you
we get to move on to the next region. Actually, this time, no more rage baiting that
Yeah, we
we're
moved
gonna
to Group.
skip.
wait for my next glaze.
Your next
Jesus.
quiz. Uh-oh. Alright. So we're
It's
gonna be
gonna be
going over Omega results.
Yeah. Team Liquid versus Koi.
What a beautiful series to watch.
If I was Koi, I would fake illness and forfeit the next match. Fucking hell.
Oops, sorry.
I think Koi overall looked better than they did before, but I think they still looked awful.
They
Oh man.
like
Yeah.
what? Is there anything good about Koi?
What happened to Grubinho? That's not even good, but like, bro, he was so good.
Yeah, I know.
Grubinho
He
was
was good
so
last year.
good. He was so good last year, and he's just shat the bed. Yet again, Koi, their attacker side is just miserable, dude. It's so bad. Like, I know Fly has been having a stressful time, and I don't want to be too harsh because I think I don't want to be too toxic because I think being extremely toxic towards any pro player is just unjustified. The pros for a reason. They're all very good at the game, and they're definitely better than me. But I just think his attack side's been such a problem for Koi. And I don't know if it's just his team doesn't mesh well with the calling. I don't know if it's just a disconnect between the coach and the IGL. I don't know if it's just he's not up to par yet. But it's been really bad. Like, if anything, Koi's defense is not horrible. Like, I swear they would have won at least one series if their defense was better. Or sorry, if their attack was better, because their defense is like passable. But man, they just can't.
Funny
Is it
enough,
possible
it
to
was
show
Kinos the
their-
contrary on this game. If you click on attack and defense, for once, their attack is better than their defense.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right.
Is it possible to pull up the overall stats though? I know you like the stats
Overall
for the-
stats for yeah, I still have it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Koi, like, their defense is hey, it's
Okay.
it's almost 40%, guys. It's better than Apex. It's almost as good as GX. And then yeah, their attack is literally like I don't even
Jesus.
if we pull
What?
up the world graph, yeah, I mean there they are, you know.
Are
This
Koi the
is
worst team in the world?
Yeah, they are. I mean, how I describe it is these are the three ultra stinkers. These are the three stinkers, and then everything else besides like a little gap because Team Secret's pretty bad is pretty like linearly up.
Dude,
This isn't fully updated, by the way. I'm just letting you know. I think EMEA is a little bit behind.
dude,
But either
I think
way,
it's
I mean,
so funny. I think it's so funny you said the quake's possible and then defense is possible. I don't
it's
think there's
Pat.
anything like that.
This is the thing, though,
I thought
right? With a 40% defense win rate, if their attack win rate was also 40%, they would be better than GX, and they'd be almost as good as Apex. They would have been able to beat at least one of them, I feel, if they played against them. In this group, it's obviously harder, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it might have been possible to eke out a win versus Gentle Mates, for example. Maybe KC if they had a really bad day.
I don't think.
Do I play against two next?
Gentle
Play
Mates.
against Gentle
Oh,
Yes.
oh my god,
I
it
mean,
might be
both
coming.
of them are mathematically eliminated. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, do you keep any of the same players for next split?
Yes.
If you're
If you're Koi, yeah.
You're probably keeping Soulcast. You're probably keeping Shados. You're gonna keep Grubbin. You're gonna because you're gonna hope he does better, right? You hope he doesn't get washed.
yeah,
Filu, looking to replace, but I think he's been fine.
It's the AGL. It's the AGL. You have to fire him. If your attack
Yeah,
is that low, it's lie on the AGL, and so.
Yeah, I like Fly. I'm sorry. You know, you're pretty good in America's tier 2, but.
Well, I mean, this is the
Oh.
thing, right? I think Fly got put in a really bad situation in the sense that
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
being on Koi.
he was. Well, yes, but also like he wasn't. If I remember correctly, the last team he was on before he joined Koi, he wasn't IGLing on. No, let me think about it. He was IGLing on Moist Moguls. I don't think he was IGLing on Moist Shopify. And so he already
not?
wasn't. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
So you can keep
I'm pretty
him,
sure
but
it was
you have to
Odorous.
keep him in jail.
Was it?
Might be
I
Odorous.
thought
I'm pretty sure it was Odorous.
I
I'm pretty
have
sure they swapped from Fly calling to Odorous calling.
Mm.
But either way, like even if he was calling, he's going from America's tier 2, not even one of the best teams in America's tier 2, to a completely different region in tier 1. Like I feel like that's just miserable. Like I feel like not a lot of IGLs would be able to play well in that circumstance, no matter what. Like I think you could grab a lot of tier 2 NA IGLs, Pacific IGLs. They would all kind of shit the bed if they got put into EMEA
You know-
tier 1.
You know who wouldn't?
Who?
Oh,
My goat slowly.
My
But
good
he's
lord.
tier 1. But I was just
Sorry,
gonna say,
sorry.
if you look at the average, hold up, I'm gonna have to pull this up. If you look at the average defense win rate in EMEA, it's significantly higher than other regions. So if we go here, like America's 49, 48, 48, 53. Dude, EMEA is crazy on defense. They're so good at it. And so being put from tier 2 in a completely different region to tier 1 in the region that's super good at defending and having to call an attack side, like, yes, I think Fly is not up to par, but man, that is just like not enjoyable.
I actually have a question I want to pose to you then. Do you think it's a bad idea for a tier 2 IGL from a different region to go to another region because it might bring down a tier 1 region because it might bring down your stocks quite a bit if your team doesn't perform well?
Yeah, totally. I think in my opinion, I think players stocks is something that people kind of don't think about too much, in the sense that, like, unfortunately, a lot of tier 1 management roster moves aren't made by the coaches. It's made by management. And this has been shown time and time again with players wanting roster moves, calling for roster moves, and them not going through. It's all about the management. And if you go to a different region and you shit the bed, the management isn't going to look at your scrims. They're not going to look at rep. They're not going to look at what other players think about you. They're going to go, oh, Flyer 05, no map win, dog shit, never picking them up. Like, even if every single player in NA is like, this guy, like, he went to EMEA, it was rough, but he's a great caller, I think he's fucked. He has to go all the way back to tier 2 on one of the lower teams and work his way back up.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I don't think Koi ever had a chance against Liquid, to be honest. This is
Yeah.
they're probably the best team in the group, and then
I mean,
it's
everyone. I mean, I'm 100% sure that in the last podcast we were literally going to the groups and we are going, okay, well, this team hasn't faced Koi, but if we count that as a win,
Their stats
yeah,
will
we did
go
that.
up.
yeah. But let me glaze my favorite team for a little bit, okay? First of
they
all,
beat Koi.
okay, because they beat Koi. Okay, listen, they've been good. They've been good for the recent matches. I want to point out Camo over here. He's
I'm
had
not-
two. Yeah.
I'm not discrediting that. If you were glazing because of the foot win, that's fully you're well within your right. I'm just saying glazing over
Yeah.
the Koi win.
Listen, if I get to glaze my team, I get to glaze my team. You glaze your team against what? Navi, two or Navi anyways, right? Anyways,
Go Angel.
yeah, they got Angel. I think, Angel Flyer, same difference. Anyways, Kiko, okay, obviously good. But what I really want to talk about is actually Camo. I think Camo, he's played well in two of the performances recently, and his Waylay rating is really low, but I think his Waylay was actually pretty good.
He's
again,
still, actually, his Waylay, I think he's one of the better ones in EMEA. If not the world, his Waylay is actually really good.
I think Camo is the only way I look at where I see it and I don't absolutely despise it. Do I think Waylay's a good agent? Do I think maybe a Neon or Yoru would be better? Yes. But Team Liquid are playing Waylay in a way on Lotus that they aren't bleeding my eyes. I think they have good ideas with it, and they are using Waylay to its best of its ability. They are doing stuff like they are setting Camo up in a way that like only Waylay can do, which I think is good. I think it's a good idea if you're gonna use Waylay. I think it's a good idea to use it in a way where where it's not like a Yoru, where it's not like a Jet, right? So you can catch a team off, who isn't used to this Waylay. Then
So
again,
the way you glaze your team is by saying that the Waylay didn't burn your eyes. Okay, that's a nice glaze.
listen, there's been so many teams in the world that use Waylay. I think that's solid glaze. I think it's solid. Okay.
I would just like to ask though, do you
Yeah.
think the Lotus comp with the deadlock would not be better with a raise? to combo the Gravnet with like Raisinade and stuff?
I think you. Well, the thing is, they don't play another initiator, right? They just play. They just play it with Deadlock Tail. I think it's fine because they combo it with the salvos, right? You'll see on like you'll see on like a lot of the planting, they use like a nade salvo combo, which I think is fine. That's what they usually pair it up with, or they'll like nade it and they'll use the waylay for the refract. I think if you did pair it with a raise, you could be better, but I think, I mean, obviously I'm gonna say raise is better, right? Because I think Adrian is better overall. But I don't hate it because it's supposed to be a surprise pick, right? It's supposed to be a pick that you're gonna come in, you're not gonna be comfortable because you're not used to a waylay. At least that's what I'm thinking it is. Another thing I want to bring up is on the split. I think Team Liquid split has been good and it's always been good. And I think this game again proves it. I think the Kiko and Camo are incredible double duelists together. Camo is actually it's one of the few maps where Camo like consistently performs well, which is split. And I think that again this is proving it that Team Liquid haven't fallen off on the split and it's a map that's always reliable for them, which I think is super good because Team Liquid pool when they're coming into this split was pretty weak because they got rid of the Bind and Abyss, their best maps. And now they're just panning it out and showing that Lotus and Icebox are, I mean, oh my gosh, Lotus and Split are maps that they're very confident in and are able to win on.
Really quick, I'm gonna give a 3-hour warning. Live for 3 hours, so we should probably start blasting through some of those last ones. And
yeah.
No yapaholics.
Oh no, I will have a ton of shit to say on the two last games.
Okay. If you do, then okay, then let's go through the rest of them quicker.
Yeah.
It's okay. If it's 4 hours, it's okay. We'll break the record today, so it will be done. The record and nice.
True. Mates, BBL.
Okay, so there are not a lot of things to say about this game, about what's happening in the game. You know, Gentlemates have a shot to beat BBL. First game, Lotus. They make a huge comeback, a fake comeback as usual. Being from 6-11 to going to 12-11 and just lose the 3 next round and just offer the first win for BBL in overtime. So a lot of pain. Then Haven, that get purely destroyed on Haven. And then there are a little drama that probably none of you have heard about. Squeezy is the CEO of Gentlemate, and he said that if they lose too many games and get removed from tier 1 and just how the Ascension team can lose their spot, if you are not in playoff, then you're gonna be relegated. You can't even play Ascension. If you go in playoff but you don't go to World, you're gonna go in Ascension, and if you go to World, you are automatically qualified for the next year, only if there are only one among the two teams that manage to go to World. So okay. But he said that if they don't manage to stay in tier 1 next year, they gonna go out from Valorant. And he say one of the reasons that he gonna do that is that they have some problems on Mercato because being an Ascension team, nobody want to go in the Ascension team because you take the risk to being relegated, and this is a real problem. And we not play in the fair games against the opponent. Also, it's bad. We have to make some investment in the league and find some locals, find some place to play. And if we make some investment for 1 year and they get drop out, it's not good. So at first it's a little interesting because it's true that if some players doesn't want to Ascension team, it might be a problem for Ascension team to stay competitive. But right after, in the same interviews, in the same segment, he says, but what is really frustrating is that we had every player that we want, we had them. So it's totally contradictory, and I'm pretty sure that it's the pain that makes them say that, because that is not really fair. The Ascension team, player will sign for 1 year and doesn't care about if it's an Ascension team or not. It's a tier 1 team. They will play in this team, and if the team
Money
is
is
gonna be
money.
relegated, that what?
Money is money.
Yeah, money is money. So anyway, yeah, money is money. And if you pay more people than other team, then you will have better players. So it's not a good argument. And second argument, Boom Esport, XLG, G2. They'll still have a good player. So yeah, I not really agree with the CEO. You can have a decent team and a competitive team in tier 1, even if you're an Assassin team. You even say you had the player you wanted to have, except the player that had a buyout, because but it's the same rule for everyone. And yeah, I really hope mates stay in the league even if they lose. And also a good argument for mates is that their games are the games with the most of viewer. I think they are three games in the top 5. If I go on esport charts, maybe
If you
I
want to
can
link it,
give
I
you
can
the
pull it
link.
up.
Yeah, I have the link. So yeah, mates. It will not be absurd if mates is gonna become a partner team in the future because of that. But I really feel the complaint about mates. No, they only have 2 teams, but I think the 6 games is also a mate team. So as you can see, the French derby was at the top because a lot of hype.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah, just go back. And then yeah, it brings a lot of viewer on the league. So yeah. So his complaint is, I can understand some of his complaint. For example, I don't think any team should buy place in Berlin. I think Riot Games should earn 2 gaming house and give this gaming house temporarily to the team that managed to go Ascension. So team doesn't have to pay anything except the small price Riot will ask them, which will be totally fair to me.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, if we're gonna talk about the actual game, the one thing I have to say is I think part of the reason Zipon's so bad on Teo is he hasn't played many scan initiators before this. Like, I feel like they're trying to flex him onto initiator, but he, like, if you look at his history, dude, he's just a KO merchant. Like, I barely think that's an initiator. Like, he played Sky barely, and he wasn't good at her. He played Breach barely, and he wasn't that good at him. He played Sofa, same thing. He wasn't good at him. Like, he's not good on any initiator besides KO.
He is just a raised KO merchant.
I know, and so
I will agree with that.
yeah, and the problem is, like, I watched this match, and dude, he was not clearing corners. Like, I watched him like 3 times just send his drone like right past someone. I'm like, dude, like, I've seen plat players clear corners that this guy is not clearing. It was crazy. Like, I think on Lotus, it was I have to think about it. Yeah, I think it was round 24. Sociable was in B main behind the box next to the door. I don't remember exactly what the spot's called. And Zipon sent his drone in, didn't clear that box, sent it into B site, and Sociable just walked out and just killed 3 of them, and just won, brought them to overtime, and they would have probably won if they just cleared it and killed him. So it was sad to see, and I think BBL had a chance to make it to a 3rd map and even potentially win this series, but
No,
sorry. Gentle Mates had a chance to freaking to a 3rd map and win the series, but it was pretty miserable, like actual Teho util, considering he's the best player agent in the game right now.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, this game like followed the same formula their series versus K-Corp did.
Yeah.
Because they lost the first map like close overtime, then got 13-2 the second map.
Yep.
Literally the exact same formula.
So I want to first say against with that formula, I think it's mainly because of their mental. I think their mental was pretty weak after these close overtimes.
Yeah.
It happened the same with K-Corp as you mentioned. But what I want to ask first of all, for the playoffs, right? It's only stage 2 playoffs. It's not any playoffs, or both playoffs.
for staying in the league?
For staying in Ascension.
So from what
I
I
don't
understand, if you
actually
want to
know.
stay in the league in tier 1 and not get relegated when your time comes, you have to qualify for champs. At
Yep.
least.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I know, but like for staying in the Ascension tournament, I'm pretty sure you just have to qualify for stage 2 playoffs. But I'm not sure about
think
Yeah,
that.
so.
if you manage to go top 4 of your group next stage, you're gonna go to Ascension even if you lose everything in playoff.
Oh,
Okay.
it doesn't even matter if it's stage 1 playoffs. You don't make it.
No, only stage 2. Stage 1 is not doesn't count, I think.
Yeah, okay. I think Genomates have a decent chance at least for that then, because
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to hope you get on a group with either Koi, Giant X, Apex.
Put him in a group with GX, Apex, and Koi. Dude, for free.
Dude, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't because of seeding. The problem of mates that if they finish this group 5th, they will just have in their team only one of those 3 teams, and they will have to beat either Navi if they are lucky, but maybe Carmine Corp will end 4th, and so it will be harder to pass if yeah. How many teams would you rank ahead of mate on this league? Besides maybe Navi?
Everything besides GX, Apex, and Koi. I think Navi's better than them.
Then they're dead.
I don't know. I'd probably say Gentlemates are better than Navi.
I think Gentle Mates can push a series against Navi, and I think they will be better than the other 3 depending on how Giants pan out. So I think they have a decent chance of making playoffs if they get the right group.
Yeah. If they get 2 of Navi, Giants, Apex, or Koi. Well, no, they can't get Koi, can they? Or...
No.
They can get,
maybe,
of course,
maybe.
yes, they can get going. But
Okay,
they will,
okay.
if they end 5th, and they will end 5th, because that's already settled, I think. They will have
wait, no, wait.
one
What?
seed,
Yeah.
one.
Oh no,
one,
no, they can get last. If they lose to
you-
Koi because it's head to head.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They'll
Yeah.
both be 1 to 4.
Anyway, if they end 5th or 6th, they will have only one team among JX, Apex, and Koi. Only one of these 3 teams.
Yeah.
So you're hoping for Navi and
yeah,
one of those teams. Oh, they
Yeah,
guarantee one of
Navi
those teams.
They're praying they
They
get into a
guarantee
group
one
with
of those
Koi again. That's pretty much what we're hearing.
No. So they're just hoping they get a group with Navi and beat Navi. And then they get grouped with one of the 3 nobodies.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think if you draw, they might also drop Click and Zypan and just be a really amazing team because the 3 other players have a lot of potential. I think. I even think if they find a really good duelist or Click improve, because Click can also improve, and they find and Zypan solve these issues or getting replaced, this team become a strong team, a really strong team.
Wait, I also have another question. Is it possible for a team that doesn't make playoffs to get into champions just based off champ points?
Yeah.
Yes, if they manage to do a top 2 on next split, or even if they have a little bit chance of on point, they will go to champs. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
All right. RB ready to move on to KC Foot, the most miserable match of my life. I almost cried.
Sweet Jesus, bro.
This match was
Let me just let me just click through. Okay. All right. Now we can go.
Okay. So first thing I have to say is one day before this game, there are a certain football games where it seems it was over. The French team will be about to win. The caster already party the victory and say, "Oh, it's win," and they lose. Then what did happen first on this round is Casey won a pistol. The CEO was fully enjoyed and say, "Oh, finally, we have a pistol that didn't happen since ages. It's amazing." And then his smile totally disappeared because we had a tech pause of 1 hour approximately. And at the end of the tech pause, they say, "Oh, we have to remake this pistol." And they instantly lose the pistols. this was not a great way to start your day. Then it was better. Casey did great, was not totally out, and then something happened. A pentakill with the worst weapon in the game, the Bucky. Yep, I have nothing more to say. And God bless the fact we have the face of the CEO when this happened, because it's so funny. I love Kameto, but this is quite sad and funny. It's a weird feeling that us French know a lot with the French Federation of the Lose when something is so. A fail is so epic, we are sad, but it's so epic, we are also losing. So yeah, we are losing yellow, as we say in France. And yeah, so we lose that pearl in overtime, because everything. If we can have a little bit of hope to lose, to get crashed and to suffer a little bit more, we will have this glimpse of hope that will disappear right at the moment. We believe we might do it, and so it was the first map. Pearl was loose, and you go in Lotus with the worst mental ever, because after this kind of game, everything is against you. You
Wait,
just want to
Carmen Corp
die.
won Pearl.
And they what?
KC
Oh, wait,
won
they
Pearl.
wow!
Yeah,
You're
they won
right.
in
They
overtime.
won
Yeah.
Pearl. You're right. So yeah. The hope was at its peak at this moment. Finally, we won this map where everything was against us. Lotus, we start good. The fire. We are 4-1. It's great. We're gonna lose, and then we lose every single round at the end of Lotus, and we lose except one round, of course. And then we go to Ascent, and then Hope was back. Maybe we can do something on Ascent. We pick the weirdest composition of Ascent, Raze and Jet, if I remember correctly.
Yep,
Yes,
Raze,
Raze
Jet.
and everyone shit on them from that composition. This composition is so bad, it's gonna fail miserably, and I was, hey, it's a map where it's really hard to attack, so having a double duelist isn't that bad. Maybe they can do something, I don't know. And then I saw the deadlock and I saw this was loose. And the deadlock was horrible during the game. They get crushed during the attack. They take the pistols, and so they take also the second round because they take the pistols. So they have a little bit hope on that game. But yeah, 9-3, maybe an 9-3 curse, we don't know. And then defense phase. Defense phase was good. They managed to take 8 rounds among the 10 first round. So 11-11. All the hope we're back. We are in defense and we are tied. So we're gonna win this game. There's no way we're gonna lose. We are in defense on Ascent, and then lose the next round. It's over. Here the hope was totally shattered, and everyone went to depression. Everyone went to sleep, even if it was early. And yeah, a really bad day for a French fan, and it was really fun to see.
Elite shot the bed. I mean,
Yeah,
bro,
Elite has been fucking.
Dude, he's been a liability
He's-
like half their series. I swear to God, like some series he'll play great, and then the other series he'll literally be
Yeah.
like 0.6 rating. It's insane.
He
Got
may
it.
have fucking. It may be like the Khalil effect, where he put all of his fucking energy into the 20-2 performance versus fucking BBL,
Yeah,
and then he's just like vanished,
yeah, I don't even know, dude.
which is really
He's such a good
disappointing
player.
because
Yeah.
Elite's crazy. I don't know what happened. Like, look at his ratings before playing KC, and then he just plays on KC, and he's just like, bro,
it's just poo.
I don't know, man.
I just want to say, good signs for Casey is the fact that Martin still fragging for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was-
I honestly thought preseason Martin was going to be a bit of a liability. I didn't think Martin was that good of a duelist, but he's proven me wrong. He was the highest rated player for like a week.
He's
And then,
he actually still tied for second highest rated player with Kiko, and
I think.
then
Yeah.
Mini Boo's a bit above.
I think Martin. I came into the roster thinking he'd be an okay player. He wouldn't be amazing, but I didn't. I thought he'd be like a 1.1 type of player. Comes in, plays amazing for like these 2 series recently. against Gentle Mates as well. I think it's nice to see that confidence build up, especially with how badly they lost to. I think it was in kickoff. He was performing pretty poorly. Another insane series by Sugetsu, which is always nice to see. You know, Sugetsu is an incredible aimer.
Do you think he's their best player?
No, I think
think so.
Martine's the best player still. But I think
Yeah, I think
Soigetsu's
Martine's
like
the best player.
really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Um,
everyone else is pretty far behind. Like,
Yeah.
if I had to like rate the players, like, I feel like Soigetsu's like right now like on a like an 8. Martine's like a 9. Like he's going crazy, and then Aves is like a 6. Elite's like a 3. Like he's unironically just throwing some games, and Sadak's like a 4 maybe.
Sadak's honestly looking like Angel out there some games.
Some games, yeah, but in general, like he's not actually playing that bad. He's playing fine. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of his fragging, he's playing fine, but in terms of his decision making, he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how he plays. He's a little goob.
Yeah.
He's sick in the head.
Yeah, he is, dude.
I think overall though for KC, this is, I mean, it's a very disappointing loss, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, right?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think-
It felt like the worst
It's
thing in the
fun.
world when it happened.
Yeah, it did feel like the worst thing in the world when it happened, but I think you can look at this and say, you know, my team, they improved, and they might look stronger in kickoff. I mean, not kickoff, playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against this, I guess we can go into their next series later, a little later. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I think we're
Yeah.
on to the Preds. If you would like to get into that. Anyone else have
Right.
anything?
Yeah. If I find
Uh,
the clip about Kameto being losing against a Bucky, I will show you. But you can.
Yeah,
go
I
next
was
while I'm
waiting in
searching.
general for the picture. I was so excited.
yeah, I was also waiting for it. I really want to see this face.
All right, let me quickly change the topic. First match we're going to be going over is BBL versus Foot.
I mean,
I feel
I'm
like
choosing Foot.
I'm also choosing Foot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Foot is so wishy-washy, but I feel like BBL is just not. I don't know. I haven't found their rhythm.
I don't think Foot are wishy-washy. I think they're just very we beat the mid to shit teams, and then we lose to the teams that are going to compete internationally. We might make an event.
I
Fucking
mean, yeah, I think coming
salt
into
of the earth
this,
Valorant.
I think you coming into this, you like you bring in Zeus, right? You think, oh, my team, you know, maybe Foot are finally gonna be, also with the performance in Shanghai. I think you're gonna think, okay, they're finally gonna break this seeding. They're not gonna be this top 4 EMEA team. They're gonna be like this consistent top 2, maybe top 1, maybe top 3 type of team, you know, depending on how they're feeling, right? And from what I've seen, they're still that same old Foot. They can't leave it. And we talked about fucking Zipan only being able to play 2 agents. Well, let me present you Mr. Cracks over here, who plays 1 agent and pretends he can play 2. Okay. He pretends he thinks he can play. I can play Initiator for you. I can play Reyes for you even. But it's just anything besides KO is awful. I think Foot are a very honest team. They're good, and they're no better than that. They're skillful at skill seeding, or it's like one of the few teams where it's like right in the middle. Both of them meet each other.
Yeah.
And I think
Uh,
BBL are a inconsistent team. I'll let you talk in a second. And
sorry.
and I think that they won't be able to beat Foot because I think overall Foot are still a decent team. They're just not gonna lose to BBL, who just like, you know, sometimes they're there, sometimes not.
All right, Megan.
Yeah, I
Oh.
would also like to say I feel like Yetajay hasn't been performing the greatest recently. Like he did decent against KC, but like other than that, his recent performances have been stinky, which I think is a shame because he was probably the best player in 2024. And if him and Zeus were both online at the same time, I think they could actually like push some of the like higher teams in the EMEA, but at the moment it feels like it's like Zeus trying to drag the team to a win every time.
Yeah. Megan, I know you're gonna have a spicy
Yeah.
opinion. Foot or BBL?
But to me, it's really a 50-50. I think I would rate BBL a little bit higher of foot, but I became a BBL hater since they didn't go to a full Turkish roster, so I hesitating between my hate and my reason, and I believe reason didn't work a lot in a lot of prediction, especially in China, but we are not in China. So
And if it's BBL, you could farm
it's
points because we all picked Foot.
okay. So I don't
True.
want this to be a guarantee, so I go BB.
All right.
Spreading
But
BBL.
I think the real debate here is not who is gonna win because it's a coin flip, it's a 50-50. No. The real stake of these games is does this game is gonna have more audience, more people, more attendance, more people watching this game than the KC versus me. This is the real stake there.
Yeah.
This is the honor of Turkish people to beat us on this. And good luck for them because it's a little bit hard, but if they do, fair play, they win. Oh, well play for them.
All right. Next game we'll be going over is Gentle Mates versus Koi.
Mates
Put me on
win.
any team that's not Koi.
Okay, well, let me just
Yeah.
quickly
I don't want
Do
to
you know
spend
what?
too much time on this. I think Mates are a somewhat decent team, and I think Koi are a shit team, and I think Koi can do nothing, even if Shados plays insane, even if Grabinho plays insane. I think that's not enough, and they're gonna lose.
You know what? I'm willing to restart the Femboy OnlyFans bet if Koi win.
Oh, restarting it!
Yeah.
all right.
Oh my gosh! Wait! I need the Fanboys OnlyFans to happen. Wait. Let me
Okay.
reconsider this. Let me reconsider this.
Listen, it's time to farm points, pal.
I am farming points. You know, gentlemen, you stay. You get kicked out of the league. I don't care. I'm voting for Koi here. Shados,
Oh,
Gambit member.
Jesus.
What can I say? The GOAT himself. Grabinho, he's gonna see. He's gonna look at his recent performance. He's gonna put that away. He's gonna open up the shelves. He's gonna reach out. He's gonna see his last year performance. One of the best controllers in the league. Oh my gosh, it's so real. It's happening. Oh my gosh, Koi's gonna first one's gonna happen this game. This is the upset. Koi win, easy, absolute cinema.
Dude.
You are saying that to glaze Team Liquid.
All right, last game we got is Liquid versus
Cinema.
KC.
I
don't even. You know what? I'm just gonna really quick change Nats. I'm not gonna ask you. We're gonna move on to everyone else because I don't need to. There's no point. There you go, pal. I put Liquid on you. Put it as early as possible.
I think Liquid are going to win because they're significantly more consistent, and I think at a baseline, their ideas have a lot more depth to them. I feel like a lot of Carmine Core's like comps and everything are very like one-off, gimmicky, like intended to catch people by surprise, and I think Liquid just have like a greater depth to their strat book, and they have like much more like well-defined comps and everything.
All right.
And also probably better players or more consistent players, I should say.
That is very fair, Megan.
I think the condition between the KC and Foot games is really hard to judge because since the game was so weird with a lot of tech pause, and I'm not gonna say that KC was that bad against Foot Spartan. It was also a really close series, so I think Team Liquid is a little bit favorite, but I'd say 51-49 for Team Liquid. So
Whoa.
if it's a guarantee for Team Liquid, I will go on KC.
Okay. Well, guess what? It is not a guarantee for Liquid. I also am gonna go KC because of
Okay.
vibes. That's the vibes pick. I like KC,
Jesus.
and I have a gut feeling. I've said this before on the podcast. You know, sometimes Nats is falling out of his chair. Sometimes you gotta follow your gut, and as an American, you know I have a big gut, so you know I just gotta go for it.
Also, the
Right.
real question here is, do you think that this is two teams that have a strong identities? You have Team Liquid that play a double sentinel composition a lot, and you have KC that love double controller a lot. I love double controller. I think this is the future of Valorant, and I wonder if double controller might be a good answer to double sentinels. For example, they don't really play Killjoy a lot, but it's counter a little bit Killjoy, but against Cypher, it's not that strong, even if you can use some smoke to break it, Cypher utility. So, what do you think on this matchup? Double Sentinel versus double controller?
Yeah, I would agree with you, but then the double controller's Harbor, and Harbor's
The goat.
an interesting pick, at least.
And
I
then
can
you have
say.
Serial shitting the bed on Sentinel. KC win. Easy peasy.
Harbor is trash, but Sadak make Harbor really strong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I just want to first say, I think even the wacky comps with KC, I think are gonna be dealt with because Lohan is a great coach. Okay, I think it's proven that time and time again that Liquid, no matter what situation they fall in, they are able to bring it back because Lohan has just, I mean, he's made the squad from a fucking fucking 10th place to a like fighting for first place team. And KC, I think they played well in their last series, but I don't think none of them are any consistent enough to be able to beat a Liquid that have a pretty decent map pool at this point, and have a good strat book at all their players besides Serial, who's a little shaky, is performing to a very good level.
I think the decider might be Ascent, and if the decider is Ascent, Team Liquid may destroy KC because Team Liquid is not a bad team on Ascent. It's, they know what they are doing. It will depend who will start in attack, and KC didn't prove enough on Ascent.
That's fair. I was gonna say you're glazing Lohan when Zeish and Aang are on the other team.
I love Aang. I do love. I do love Aang. I do love Aang, but I'm mainly talking about the fact that, okay, listen, Aang's a great coach, but Liquid are running more defaulty comps, right? So I think Aang being a great coach is less helpful for KC than Lohan being a great coach for Liquid, because KC's comps are a lot of, we're gonna play this, you're not gonna be used to it, and it's gonna feel weird for you, and we're gonna win off that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very unusual, and I think that's what you really need a good coach for. Whereas for Liquid's comp, besides Waylay, they play pretty regular meta comps. I say meta, but like the meta is pretty weird right now. But like, you know, it follows the general meta.
Yeah.
And so I think that the benefit of a good coach is favors Liquid.
All right.
Okay.
I think beyond that, anyone else have any closing thoughts?
Nope.
I hope Liquid pick Fracture and run the Sage comp again, because it'd be funny.
That's the only thing I've ever seen you
No.
hope for.
Fracture is KC permaban.
No, that's
Man.
annoying.
No cinema.
All right.
Yeah.
And I think the last thing we're gonna quickly go over is the 2 threads of the week.
No, not
Oh.
yet. Most
Yeah.
important things now, and it's maybe a little bit long to be fair. It's make the calculation of who is gonna be the final standing, depending on the result, knowing that there are 4 possibilities. You know.
Yeah.
I think
can
we.
cover, I can cover
Yeah.
Omegas because I know it pretty well.
We're
'Cause I've
going
been-
to
I've been-
Mega
I've been-
Math.
I've been researching Group Omega quite a bit just to see how Liquid will end on top. Okay, so but the how will go is if BBL win their next match, and Liquid loses their next match, then BBL will be first seed. If Foot win the next match and Liquid lose the next match, then Foot will be top. Team Liquid will be second seed no matter what happens. Actually, wait, no. Team Liquid will not be second seed no matter what. I believe there will be. It depends on map depth.
No, no, no.
Stop. I think you should show a power ranking of teams and put teams on their current score, and we see the 4 different possibilities, so we can sort out things. You can do that, Trevok. Just find a power ranking link, and so
Yeah,
we
like
just make the 4 possibilities.
So you want like hold up. Let me see. Like a tier list maker?
Yeah, like tier list maker. Yeah.
Perfect.
Tier list maker.
Here we go. And then
Okay, so move out every alpha team. We don't care about them.
well, let me reset. Here we go.
In fact, move even Koi and we don't care about Koi. We don't care about.
I don't think I can
about,
delete them. We'll
mates.
keep it like this.
Yeah, just put on the back. Yeah. So and then you put 2-3 tier,
Do you want to
3
do
1 tier, and 4 1 tier. So 1 tier for the 3 possibilities for every team.
Okay. So
So
Team
there's one
Liquid.
more. Remove one.
Yeah.
Just
One more?
put the team. Well, one more. Put the team in their. No. One more. One less.
one less? Okay, so 3. Okay.
So
Yeah, so-
Carmine Cup is at 2 points, so it's last.
Yeah, Timing Call will be lost.
And the 3 other team are Liquid, BBL, and Footy Sport. Just put them 1 rank higher.
Okay, so foot
Oh, okay.
BBL.
No. One higher. They have only 1 point. This is the first seed. The first tier is teams that have 2 points. The second tier is teams that have 3 points.
Gotcha, okay.
And the last tier is
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I see.
So
yeah.
foot BBL and who else?
Liquid.
Liquid.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll always forget Liquid because nobody here cares about Liquid. Right, Nats? It didn't even react. It's because he is angry. So first game, it's BBL versus Foot.
Let me pull this up. Let me pull this across.
The consensus was on Foot, right? So let's start with Foot winning, peut-être? Maybe.
If Foot
Okay.
win, and if Liquid loses, then Foot will be first.
Okay, do this one. So okay, so Liquid. Let's say KC win.
Yeah, if
For the next
KC
one.
win,
Just go on the power ranking. Yeah, KC win. No. If they win, they score only 1 point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that. So
Yeah.
Foot
Actually,
in that
let me do it like
situation.
this. There we go. That's even better.
So in that situation, it will be depend of map differences because I think
It's head to head,
KC
no?
beat Team
because-
Liquid, Liquid beat
yeah.
BBL, and BBL beat KC. So it's a map difference.
Okay.
And in this situation, the map difference
Well,
will
wait.
favor.
If we're talking about KCTL, if KC wins, then it would be M8's M8. Oh, that doesn't even matter. You're so right. Never mind.
In that situation, KC would end second because I think they have the map differences in their favor. Because they are currently at +2, so at minimum they would be at +3, while the 2 other team, BBL would be also at +3, but they have a round difference that is a little bit lower. And Footy Sport would be at +1, so they would end last. And in this situation, no, Footy Sport, Team Liquid +4, +3. So yeah, it depends if KC win 2-0, they will be first. But if that's not the case, that might rely on round differences. So pretty hard to guess who would go in the loser bracket in that situation.
Wait,
Yeah.
I thought KC couldn't get first anymore.
He's second, first as in out of the 3.
Oh right, mate, this is fucking
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah. Sorry,
This is the first
my
scenario.
bad.
The second
Yeah.
scenario would be if BBL win, and that's just swapping them with Foot.
Okay, so let's swap. So I think it doesn't change a lot in that situation. It will be Footy Sport will be in lower brackets if they lose. Anyway, because their map differential is only +2 and it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah,
And
so that would be
after, yeah, and in Team Liquid in KC, it depends if KC managed to 2-0 or if Team Liquid managed to take one map. So maybe KC have more chance to win second in that case. So if KC wins, then lot of chance for KC to become the second seed. And to avoid the loser of Heretics Fnatic. I think this is really important to not finish third, because if you finish third, you're gonna play against the loser of Heretics versus Fnatic. You're probably gonna lose, and you are gonna play against the fourth seed, which is probably Navi, but Navi is a little bit bad. Maybe you have a chance to beat Navi, but you will have only one day to prepare against Navi, while Navi will have 1 week to prepare against you. So anyway, I think Navi will still have a decent chance to beat you. So really important to finish second. This is a decentralized situation.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think, and then the last scenario, the last scenario is if Liquid wins.
there are
they
two
will be.
scenarios with Liquid win.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there's two scenarios. But if Liquid win, they are first seed no matter what.
Just put the
My
Liquid
voice, yeah.
and just no.
Because-
BBL still there. BBL still there.
Yeah.
BBL with a 3 point. And
Yeah,
KC
yeah.
lower.
Liquid will be first seed no matter what because
No, lower. They lose. If yeah, right.
Yeah.
If Team Liquid, it's Team Liquid beat KC. So in that situation, KC would be last, would be last, and it will depend if Team Liquid beat BBL or not. Did Team Liquid beat BBL? I don't remember.
Liquid beat BBL and Foot. They have head-to-head to everybody here except for KC, which they haven't played.
You are right. It was an humiliation. And
no matter
if
what,
we swap, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And no matter what, Liquid is the first place seed if they win against KC, and KC will be the last seed, and then BBL Foots will depend on who wins.
So yeah, and okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, interesting. So Team Liquid have to win. If Team Liquid wins, they end first. If KC win, they have 80% that end second, and the winner of Foot versus BBL is first. And I think that's all you have to know.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, the most important thing here is that you just want to avoid the Fnatic versus or Heretics, depending on who's first or second seed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you for the I'm pretty if if Fnatic and or Heretics in second seed are they guaranteed to face the first seed of this group, or is it random?
No, it's not random. It's a rule.
So they
really
will.
Important.
So they will be in the same group as Liquid or whatever first seed.
What?
In playoffs. So in playoffs, you know how there's like a bracket and then
the sides of the bracket. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Well, does Fnatic or Heretics do they have to be in the same bracket as the first seed of Group Omega?
Yeah.
No, the first seeds are on the other side of the,
no, look,
the bracket.
Group Alpha's second seed will be in Group Omega's first seed.
Yeah.
The same bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
To be fair, I wonder if being fourth maybe a little bit better than finish third, because you will probably lose, and then if you are fourth, you will have 1 week, and if you are third, you will have 1 day, and that's the problem.
Alright. Just as like a little closing topic, who do we predict to go to Toronto? I know it's a little bit early, but China's already sending teams, so we might as well.
I was gonna say Heretics, Liquid, Fnatic.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Heretics, Fnatic. And then it's so open. Vitality have a chance. Liquid have a chance. BBL and Footboost have a chance. KC, it will depend if they improve.
Actually, I'm changing my answer. KC, Vitality, Navi. I'm joking.
Whoa!
I'm joking.
I don't even know if it's possible.
I don't.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I mentioned it before, but Liquid, Fnatic, and Heretics are my pick.
Yeah, same. I think that's just the general consensus
here. Yeah.
I think broadly, I feel like people would probably put Vitality in there somewhere, but I don't think so.
I'm not confident in them, not anymore.
My confidence and vitality is in the floor.
Dude, it'd be crazy if G2 will make it, but like if all the other top seeds, like the T1, T1 Vitality and EDG all don't make it to Toronto.
That would be really funny, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think T1 are gonna. make it
T1
as well.
T1 have been struggling, bro.
Yeah.
True.
I think I have one fear for Heretics because they look pretty decent until they arrive to the game that will make them go to the to international event. And right at the moment they arrive in these games, they didn't won a single map. And Heretics have a tracking record of choking a lot. They never won any EMEA tournament and they always choke before of it. They choke in the final against CDG, and I hope that's not true, but I'm really afraid this might stay in their head in the moment everything is gonna be really important and they start to choke. So
Nuh-uh, this one's the
Yeah.
one. We're winning
as-
stage 1.
As
Anyway.
as she said, clearly Liquid will be number 1. Heretics number 2, Fnatic number 3. It's already said. It's already Fate has already decided. So future history, it's always the same. Liquid number 1, they win the EMEA, just like in 2023. Heretics stay number 2. It's cinema.
Alright.
Let's
on that
imagine.
note,
Let's imagine
shall we,
Heretics lose against Fnatic, and they have to face Liquid in the first game that qualify you to international event. I think in that situation Liquid might win. That would send Heretics in lower bracket, and they would have to win 2 games to qualify. And yeah, I should be confident for Heretics, but I have a huge fear.
Okay.
Anyway.
Final
that note.
thing, really quick. The red of the week. We have 2 to go over.
Yes.
Won't take too long. We already went over Nats's. I have mine, which is just a really quick funny thing. It's not even EMEA China, but it's really clowning on someone. And then we got Megan's. So first, we'll go over mine. We got a little Sentinels fan here. Head to head is so dumb. Terrible way to decide a tiebreaker. Sen have better stats than Crew on every stat and has almost a plus 50 round difference, and Crew only has 14 round diff. I feel like map win-loss and round diff should 100% be the main tiebreaker. Bah ha 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 ha. LMAO. Yappa doobie yap yap all that.
Oh my god, and then he's
Do you
coding.
want to read my answer because I answer to these things?
Yeah, give me
It's pretty long.
Oh
And,
no.
I'm really sorry, but I really think this guy is right. I think head-to-head record is the worst metrics to make a tiebreaker. I really think this is the worst thing because when you are in round robin, every game counts usually for the same. It's 1 point for every game, but there one exception. When you play against a team where you face for the same place, these games doesn't count for 1, it counts for 2 because you score 1 point, but you also deny a point for a team that is already in you are in competition with. But if you had head-to-head, it's not only 2 points, it's 2.5 points. It's really too much for a game. It shouldn't be the case. This is a total hot takes, and everyone will disagree with it, and it's not a problem, but purely mathematically speaking, reverse head-to-head will be a little bit better than head-to-head, but it's boostras in boost case. No. To me, first criteria, which should be every time, anyway, map differential. This wouldn't change anything in that precise context. Second criteria should be
Round delta.
Round differential.
No, should be map percent. Because you can have, for example, a team that is, for example, 8-7 and a team that is 6-5, they are boost +1, but the percent is not the same. So I would favor a team that have a better percent of map wins, you know. And then I think it's pretty open. You can go to the rune differential. There are some bias around the rune differential because it's you know, it's a little bit random. If you play Ascent, it's 3 points. If you, but there are other solutions. For example, you have the Bushlow systems, but based only on the opponent you beat. So in that situation, you make the addition of every team you have beat. So in that situation, Crew would have go before Sentinel, so Crew will still be first place because they beat better teams than Sentinels, which is a little bit fair to me. It's not the perfect solution. To me, the perfect solution is just to do a BO1. It's only 1 hour more with a games with high stake. Everyone will be hype about this one.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for everyone, and it's a more fair way the more fair way to sort out teams. It's almost impossible to have 3 teams that is tied with the exact same map differential and the same map percentage, and this is good, and this is perfect.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's 4 days between normal stage and playoffs. They might as well just make a really hype best of 1 and just quickly get it over with.
I mean, for BO1, I don't think a 2 and 3 seed BO1 really matters. I mean,
yeah, it does, dude. You don't want to see 100 Thieves versus Sentinels or 100 Thieves versus EG or something like that, dude. That sounds heat.
okay, but like, I mean,
best
yeah, but
of
like,
1.
Go to a different region where things are like less. I mean, like, if you go to like, fucking, I don't know, EMEA. Go to EMEA, we see like.
Worst example. This BO1 have so much text because you really want to avoid heretics.
Okay, yeah, true, but like, okay, but like, I'm talking about the BO1 like viewership specifically. You're watching shitters, bro. Like, I have foot BBL. I mean, like, you're gonna rewatch. I mean, if that's like your second seed, right? You're rewatching that match exactly again. Like,
that's fair.
It's still hype.
It's still hype. All right, we gotta move on.
Hype.
We gotta end this. We have one more thing to go over. I'm pulling the plug. Last thread. I'm closing everything else besides this. No more yapping. Wrong thread. I lied. I'll be back. Give me a second.
Oh.
I'm not closing everything. Wait.
Our stream goes kind of hard.
Wait, did you post? Oh no, I actually just clicked the wrong one. Oopsie. Correct thread. Final point. We got Elon Musk in VCT. This is submitted by Megan. Let me just click the picture. Alright, you can start from here.
Truly, it caught me off guard. GG, prop to this guy because I'm not a hater. I don't want to hate on anyone, but since it caught me off guard, it made me laugh. So I just mentioned it.
Why was he in a Lorax costume anyway?
Why not? I mean, what match was this for? Do we know?
Wasn't it MIBR Fury?
Let me see.
Yeah, those were my kids that were on the stream earlier.
Oh no, this is the real Elon Musk. My bad.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Jump scare, jump scare, jump scare.
Get that twat off my fucking screen.
Alright.
Strong opinions, yeah.
Well, besides that, I think we're good to go. Thank you all for joining me. 4-hour episode. I need to eat lunch. I ate breakfast during the podcast, and now it's time for lunch.
Are you really sure you don't want you don't want to stay just 50 minutes just to eat this 4 hours bar, and so we can be proud of that?
You know what? My bad, actually. This is the end of this section. We're going now to Pacific. 5-minute break.
But yeah, fucking... I should probably go outside because I've been indoors all day.
Alright, anyone...
4 o'clock in the morning, I need to go to sleep. Bye-bye, guys.
Alright, bye-bye. Any final statements?
Goodbye.
Final sentence from everyone on the state of this podcast and the state of EMEA or China. I'm gonna say, I love BBL.
I'm gonna say, safe Mother is really the goat of the EMEA.
All right, Megan, final statement.
If Vitality won next champions, I think Safe Mother should also receive the medal.
All right, Matt's final
Whoa.
statement.
Oh, you know, I'm just hoping for more 7 halves, for more safe smother moments. That's all I'm saying.
It seems like we all just love Safe Smother. All right, it's the end of the stream. Thank you for joining us for the 3 hours and 49 minutes.